boop. Beep bop boop. Beady bop boop boop. Beady beep beep beep. Boop 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 boop. Boop doo 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 doo. Boop doo boop boop boop. Doo 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 doo. Boop doo boop boop doo. Doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo. Boop doo boop. Good morning, go. Boop doo boop boop doo. Boop doo boop boop doo. Make sure these are on and popping. Good morning, everybody coming in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? Y'all already know what it is. Rate your mental 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Let's get this on and cracking. Not a problem, not a problem, not a problem, not a problem. Not a problem at all. We got an 8, okay. I'm liking the 8. I'm liking the 8. We got a 6. Okay, still early. Still early, still early, still early. The polls are gone. They took them out? Like you can't use them at all? Really? That's gifts versus polls. I mean, I could poll. You can't poll? It's not showing you on your. Let me see. Manage. I mean, no. You still have options to do the polls. Yeah, you still got your rights to do them. That's weird. Good morning, everybody coming in. Kofo, I see you. I see you, Keish. I see you, Tanya, be in the building. What's going on? What up, what up, what up, though? Welcome in. Oh, man. Hold up. Time out. I'm starting a little slow this morning. Can I? Starting a little slow this morning. I might have to clean up my mod list because there's a lot of 30 days in here. I don't like all these 30 days sitting here as mods. I don't like it. I don't like it, guys. I don't like it. I know life be life, but, you know, popping in and saying hello sometimes might be a good thing. Hold on. There we go. All right, Boogie. You got powers, Boogie. You got powers. You got powers, Boogie. I'm just gonna let you know that now. I gave you superpowers. Why are my screens not working? What's going on? You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. The screens are not turning on and I don't know why. So no signal. I'm having some technical difficulties, guys. My screens are not turning on. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to stick to the laptop for now. Formiga, you're an up. Absolutely. I gotta go grab my notes from the last conversation. There we go. All right. We here. I got my notes still. My screens are not turning on for some reason. I don't know why, but we gonna make it happen. Welcome in, my brother. I see you in the chat. Riz, I see you in the chat. If y'all, let's keep sharing the live out. We're only at 1 share, so I need everybody to share this live out. Share it out. We got a couple of more weeks for this topic. And then on Sunday in the Discord, if you are a part of the Discord, we're gonna use the wheel. We're gonna use the monumental wheel to pick the next topic. One of the topics I'm taking off the wheel is the anger management one because we already did that live. I still have the recording of that live, so I'll be posting that soon. All right, so you guys don't have to worry about that portion or that topic because I've already taken care of it. We've already had a great conversation, a great live about the anger management. So I'll be posting that soon. I got you guys. FYP. Are we on the FYP already? I think it's only been like 5 minutes, maybe 10. I'm here for it though. How's everybody doing in the chat? We got 10 people in here. People are up early, right on time. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. We got a lot of big things, man. A lot of big things. Commercial break. We're going to tell you guys what we got going on. Mags, welcome in. Welcome in. So the topic today, for the people that weren't here last Saturday, it is unconditional love versus subjective morality. I'm doing fantastic. I woke up this morning in good spirit, good energy. I washed my beard. My beard's nice and washed and clean, and I feel good. So we on a good morning. We're on a good run this morning. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the gift. Appreciate it. But that conversation last week, let me tell you, that Saturday live was amazing. Okay, 5. All right, that's right in the middle. I'll take a 5. I'll take a 5. You know, hopefully by the end of the live, it's a little bit further up. So I'll take a 5. That's fine. I'll take a 5. I'm gonna walk while you guys talk. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. So, if you guys were here last week and we started the conversation in the series of unconditional love and subjective morality. We had an amazing live. Okay, if you missed the live, right, that's okay because we posted it on YouTube. So if you're on my YouTube at Official Monumental or Monumental Live, you'll be able to watch the replay audio of last week's live. So make sure you guys go register for the YouTube or subscribe to the YouTube channel so you guys could rewatch or listen to the audio from the last Saturday live. You're gonna want to listen to that before you come in here next week. Make sure you guys watch. Listen to all of it collectively, because once I post this one, we're gonna do the spiritual aspect of it, right? The religious aspect of unconditional love and subjective morality. So just keep that in mind that we're doing a series here. This is a series of events for one topic. Shout out to Riz in the chat for the topic. That was the one that he picked when we had our Discord call. So shout out to Riz in the chat for the topic itself. If y'all not following Riz, make sure y'all follow Riz so when he does just a tip, you know what I'm saying, you guys are gonna be in there. Because let me tell you, the way that his thought process works is superhuman. Just to let you guys know that. So if you're not following Riz in the chat, make sure y'all follow Riz in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Yes, your brain definitely likes the namis. Absolutely. Mika, welcome in. Positive vibes. I see you. Inmate 8694315931240. Welcome in. Everybody, coming in. Come on in. And with the shenanigans, if you see any trolls in there, moderators, y'all know what to do. Take them out. Get rid of them. I'm not even gonna ask. I'm not even gonna question. Y'all already know the vibes. So, Hormiga, whenever you're ready, come on up. So let me ask everybody, has anybody did their research since last Saturday? Like the people, I got you, babe. For the people that were in the live yesterday or last Saturday, did you guys do any research on your own pertaining to this? Like,
yes.
Any research on your own pertaining to this after the conversation that we had last Saturday? Because I'm telling you, me, Hormiga, and Gumbo were cooking last Saturday. We were cooking last Saturday. Chefing. It was something special. I would applaud you guys and I would challenge you guys to do your research. Okay? Go do your research. Do your research. Right?
What you gotta tell them, what you gotta tell them is that a lot of these conversations end up continuing in the Discord
I'm sorry,
and it's a
Levette.
little bit more
My
personal, right?
condolences, Brad. No, you're good. You're good, Levette. That's that. No, listen. This is the thing, right? This is the thing, and I want everybody to hear my words. Okay, this is not a priority for you guys to be here. This is why we post the lives on Saturday. On Sunday. We post it on YouTube. We post. That's the reason why we post them on YouTube, so you guys can watch it at your own discretion. Not coming in here is not a priority. It's a choice. If you guys don't pop up, trust me, I know life be lifing. We get it. Me and him get it, right? We life be lifing. So we know if you're not here, we know that you're handling some business or you're taking care of something or something happened. Trust me, we do not hold it against you guys whatsoever. I promise you. But we post the live so that way you can go rewatch it on your own time. Where you can pause, take notes, you know what I'm saying, rewind it if you need to rewind it. All of it. The whole nine. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, homie. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. You good.
Oh, no. I'm just trying to make the point that sometimes some of these conversations overlap into the Discord. You know, some of these conversations continue, and it's a little bit more personable in the Discord. Get a chance to get to know people a little bit deeper, things that people might not say in live, you know?
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah, it does. It does go a little deeper in the Discord. I think last Wednesday was a great way to kind of segue into the coaches coming in and being collectively there together and being able to assist, right, on a more personal level in the Discord as a village, as a community. So I think it was dope to be able to see that happen in real time. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we get that more when we have those conversations, and we will. It's not happen. I'm gonna manifest it. So let's keep it going. Proud of everybody in the Discord that was there on Wednesday. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for asking questions. And the people that were new to the Discord that came and started asking questions, we appreciate you even more because that's really what it's for. You don't know you need help until you ask for help. So the more that you ask for help, the more support that you are going to receive. And if you would like to join the Discord and you haven't, let Sweetie know in the chat and she will assist you with joining the Discord. But you ready for this, bro?
All day.
Because that psychological one hits different. It hits different. The one that we had last Saturday was amazing. Trust me. I take nothing from it. That was my favorite live since we started doing this. I think that was the best live we had ever. I'm not gonna lie to you. But the psychological perspective of unconditional love hits different. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of it, right? And I want you to, Cece, good morning. And I want you guys to hear me, right? When I'm saying this, I want you guys to come with an open mind. It's definitely a different dynamic. Riz might enjoy this more than anybody in the chat because he like his nominations. So just hear me when I say these, right? Okay. From a psychological standpoint, unconditional love is considered essential for healthy emotional development, especially in children. It provides a secure base from which individuals can explore the world knowing that they are loved no matter what. This type of love is crucial in building a strong, resilient relationship where trust, mutual respect are foundational. Now, when they're speaking of this, keep in mind last week we told you that in order to love unconditionally, you have to be full transparent, no judging. You can't even do it in your own confinement. It's just full transparency, full rawness.
And a big thing for those that keep having this debate about unconditional love. Unconditional love requires for you to be 100% honest. You don't get to pick and choose when being honest is convenient. Unconditional love requires 100% transparency, 100% authenticity, 100% genuine character. So I have met someone, and I've met a lot of people in my life that's 100% transparent, that's 100% genuine, that's 100% authentic, because even if you have to switch hats and act like somebody else and you don't want to go to work, that debunks it right there.
Ooh. Okay. And you're not lying. You're not lying. The second that you have to switch hats, to switch the way that you talk, the way that you operate, right?
The key is we all have to do some type of switching hats and switching roles. The key is whether you enjoy it or not. So if you're doing something that you do not enjoy, then you might want to take a look at the road towards unconditional love.
Yeah. It's a little wild because just imagine having to apply that to your everyday life, right? Because truthfully, the only people, well, truthfully, the only group of people I feel like outside of God and Jesus that can love unconditionally are children.
And unless you're God or Jesus,
Right.
you're gonna have a problem trying to be something that you can't, because being a human means making mistakes. Being a human means
Listen, Roland.
growing from your mistakes. Being a human means having emotions. Now, here's the question to everybody here. Are all your feelings and emotions correct?
So, Sweetie's sister said something yesterday. We was at her house yesterday, and she said, "You can love unconditionally, but you have to make the choice on who you love unconditionally." That right when she said that, she said something in reference to that, right? It had me think a little bit because I'm like, that might be right. That might be right. You get to choose. You have to pick. You can pick and choose who you love unconditionally. Doesn't mean that you unconditionally love everybody.
I think it's more about having the understanding that even the people that you care about the most, if you spend enough time with them, they're going to hurt you. And this is where people don't get it.
Okay.
Even the people that you care about the most, your parents, your kids, your significant other, your boss, maybe the bus driver's having a bad day, maybe the Uber driver's having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? But it's not really who to be unconditional with. There has to be conditions, because then you're violating your own standards and boundaries.
Okay. Not the Uber driver.
I'm just saying.
The Uber driver is crazy. First of all, the Uber drivers always having bad days. I don't know. I don't think I ever met an Uber driver that didn't have a bad day. They always got that one person that gets in their car and does some ridiculousness.
You know, they feel a certain type of way. They get up, they don't come to this live, right?
Time out. Liz says something in the chat, and that might be true. Did they hurt you, or did you accept the pain?
Well, those are two different things. Those are two different things. Whether they hurt you or not, that's one thing. Whether you accepted the pain, that's another thing. So there's two separate things, because whether you accept it or not, it doesn't take away the fact that they hurt you. Or were you hurt by what they did? And it wasn't something that was meant for you to be hurt. Now, do you have to mean it in order for someone to hurt you? No, sometimes. All right, how about this? How about when people say, listen, I know I hurt you, but I didn't mean to hurt you. Does it take away the pain? Does it take away the fact that you got hurt?
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
It doesn't. Regardless of what the reasoning was, it's pretty much the same.
Because people have a impression. The first thing they say is, listen, I didn't mean for that to happen. Okay, you didn't mean for that to happen. Does it make it less volatile? Does it make it less painful? Does it remove the pain or the fact that I got hurt in the process of what you're doing?
No, it doesn't. And that's why it gets tricky, right? Because that's where that decision comes into play. The second, so let's put it this way, right? The second you say that you want self-love and you're focused on your self-love, you can no longer love unconditional.
Yep, and she hit it right on the nose. Look, that's why we should always think before we speak. See, that's the thing. The thing is, one of the things that we focus a lot on this live is being able to manage your feelings and your emotions. Because once you allow your feelings and your emotions to come in, there is no thinking, before you speak. There's reacting. And once you are in reactive mode, it's almost like when you start crying and you can't stop and you're sobbing and you're throbbing and it feels like you've been holding on to something for so long, and when you finally release, it's uncontrollable. Same thing happens with your mouth. So again, I always suggest to people, calm your nerves, take a lap, drink a glass of water, right? Take a breather. Before you speak, people speak and they don't even have a game plan about what they're going to speak about. They talk about very important subject matters. They talk about very, very tough things to talk about, and they don't write down some points. They don't have no reference point. The only reference point they have is their brain. But once their emotions get involved, all that goes out the door, and people don't understand that.
This is why I have notes. This is why I have notes of everything. Like if we're going live and I know we have a topic, I have notes for days. But let me show you guys something. Let me show you guys. Just so you guys can understand what we mean in regards to the note taking, because it's important when you're having these type of topics to have notes.
Absolutely.
Do you see this? Do you guys see this? When I'm telling you notes, I have notes. This is not just for play. We come here ready and prepared all the time. All the time.
Not only that.
All the time.
And here's something that you won't hear in another place. This cannot be your only source.
Right.
Unless you don't have time, right? Unless you don't have time or make time to do the research and be in certain spaces. First of all, we're unique, but that doesn't mean that we're the best. We do things differently, but we don't claim to be the best. We claim to be a very useful tool, a very useful skill sets where you can grow some skills, some understanding, but you're supposed to be having these conversations at least 3 to 5 times a week. You're supposed to be practicing this because this cannot be your only outlet. And you're hearing it from me. I don't want to be greedy and tell you, oh, you got to show up on Saturdays and Sundays. No, that's not how it works. You should be practicing this Tuesdays, Thursdays, Wednesdays. You should be having these conversations with like-minded. You understand that if you're having these conversations, let me ask you a question. Have you ever walked down the street and heard people talking about life and accountability and strength? And you kind of want to jump into that conversation because of this life? Think about what I'm saying, that now your ears are more open and prone to see the blessing that might be out there. People actually talking about it. You know what I'm saying? People, the conversations that you are going to be pulled into sound a lot better now that you're getting an understanding and you're putting your effort into this. Does that make sense, Pop?
It makes a lot of sense, but I'm not gonna downplay it, right? Because we've been doing this for a while. We're going on 4 years. Guys, think about this right now. We're going on 4 years in April. We're going on 4 years. We started this on another page, right? Not to even downplay that page, because even though the page was great and we had more people coming into the lives every day, it wasn't as authentic as this page is. This page is super authentic on the people that come in here every day. We had 200 plus people coming in here in the last page. We didn't know all 200 people that were coming in there, right? We just knew that they were coming in there for the information and they wanted to be there for the information, and they stayed. The number never dropped. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful. Be mindful of that page, right? Be mindful of the things that we accomplished on that page. So I'm gonna give credit to the page when we originally started. Give credit to it, right? We ran through countless of co-stars and co-hosts, right, homie? We ran through plenty of them. Some people left. Some people
look. I think the most important thing that we had was the testimonials because those speak for themselves. We had actual live.
we had at least 4 or
sessions.
5.
We had live sessions of people that came up and said, "Hey, I'm dealing with this." We spoke to them. We had an open mic many times. Now, people that were afraid to speak about their problems are out there feeling good that they're able to release it in a place where they feel safe and realize that there are other safe spaces. That's all I'm saying. You want to say that other places are like we are? No, they're not like we are. They're not like us. No.
No. We've had plenty of imitators for sure. That have attempted to do it in the format that we have it, but there's something special about what we do or the way that we operate here, right? The difference between our safe space and their safe space is we've been doing it longer. That's it. That's all it is. We've been doing it, so we know how to operate it effectively. You get what I'm saying? So when you are in different environments, you might not get the same energy that you get here.
That's right. Hello, everybody coming in. Hello.
Hey, Gumbo, I see you, brother. I see you in the chat. You want to come up, let me know.
Guess what? I want to get a little tricky today, and I want to show people an easy way to remove emotions and feelings. Right? Check this out.
Yeah, boy.
One of the ways to remove feelings is by challenging somebody because you're actually pushing them to think. Mm-hmm. You see, the thinking part of emotions and feelings happens after. You understand what I'm saying? And then you end up overthinking, right? But then you're carrying this weight on you when you're thinking. So here's a challenge for everybody. Watch how I'm going to flip the script on everybody.
Yeah.
I want everybody to answer. Some people will have the answer. Some people have heard it before but weren't paying attention, and some people never heard it before. Watch what's going to happen right now. And this is for you too, Teddy, and everybody that's listening. All right, if you throw a green pickle in the Red Sea, what does the pickle become?
Pickle in the Red Sea.
If you throw a green pickle...
Are you talking about like the...
No. If you throw a green pickle, take it literally. If you throw a green pickle in the Red Sea, what happens to the pickle? What does that pickle become? Look, my foot said a cucumber.
Sir, time out. Before I even attempt to answer.
Here's the thing. Stop thinking.
No, I have to. That's my brain. What you mean? I gotta think. Cause it might be, it's not gonna become a red pickle unless you're talking about the spiritual aspect of the Red Sea. Then that's different. Are we talking about that?
I'm gonna say it again.
Cause
I'm gonna say it one more time. If you throw a green pickle, what color is a pickle? Is a pickle green?
Yeah.
All right, so that's a fact, right?
That's a fact.
Okay. Is the Red Sea red?
Yes.
Seriously?
No.
Okay. So if you throw a green pickle in the Red Sea, what happens to the pickle?
It doesn't. It becomes. It's a pickle. It still says a pickle.
Oh, sea cucumber, I love it. A spicy pickle. You see, the thing is, should you be thinking here, or should you just go with the flow? Because the way my delivery is could seem like I'm challenging, or there's some type of riddle here, right?
Yeah. Answer
the question literally.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't do anything.
Well, I'm gonna have to turn on my camera for this. Hold up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. He got me stumped, and there's not many times you're gonna get me stumped.
Okay. Now watch my face.
Right, Gumbo. Like what the?
If you throw a green pickle, listen. You're on a ship. You're on a boat. I don't know where you're at.
Still a pickle. Like it's not gonna change.
You throw a green pickle in the Red Sea. What happens to the pickle?
Anybody got an answer? I'm phoning a friend. Don't let a friend here.
How many people are here? There's 29 people here just to show you how much we overthink, right? What happens to the pickle is that it gets wet.
I can't stand you. I can't stand you.
Am I wrong?
I mean, you're not wrong.
But why is it that people won't go with the obvious answer? This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Not to get salty.
Well, I think the Red Sea has some properties, and I think that it's very salty, like the Gulf of Mexico. That I do believe. Right. But what I'm saying is, and I think Gumbo understands where I'm going with this.
No. Gumbo was just as lost as I was.
No. The whole point is what we do with the simplest of things. We try to make it something that it's not. A lot of us try to sound clever. A lot of us try to sound profound. A lot of us try to sound like prophets. But where is the logic in anybody's thinking? Now, people are creative, right? Creativity, right? And logical thinking is not the same because creativity has no limits. Logic is a mathematical computation.
Welcome in, everybody that's coming in.
And if you look at everything, right, as a math problem, then logic kicks in first. If you throw a red pickle, a green pickle, a purple apple, a red grape, a yellow banana in the Red Sea, they will all become wet. But what do people focus on? The colors.
That was smooth.
Red and green. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
No, I got it now. You
cannot settle for your interpretation of something unless you have emotional intelligence or you've been practicing what's called a conversation.
I think what he's trying to have us understand is majority of us like to overcomplicate shit. And it's because let me tell you, when he said Red Sea,
30 people just did it. I mean, look, I appreciate the humor because that was funny. He said a spicy pickle.
For me, right? Because I'm a spiritual person, right? You said the Red Sea, I immediately thought spiritual. Like, immediately thought spiritual. I didn't think of anything else but spiritual. Because I'm like, the Red Sea. So why would he talk about that? That's kind of weird.
Well, I could have invented something and said, the holy waters of Cascara.
Try to say that 10 times fast.
I will not. Don't get somebody else to do it. Let's go.
Yo, spell it.
Well, cascara is what you get when you have a mark or a scrape and it turns into like a llaga.
Like a scab.
Yeah, and a cascara is also a shell in Spanish, cascara. So I said cascara, I just added an extra syllable, so it wouldn't have been that difficult.
Right. So Venus said, understanding what emotional intelligence is, first and foremost, what is it?
Oh man, it's a lot of things.
It falls into a lot of places, right?
It's a lot of things, but primarily, it's like what she says. It's an understanding. It's an understanding. It's being able to see things from a place of levels. To me,
it's a clearer perspective on life.
Understanding where it comes from, the triggers, the trauma that was caused by it. Understanding where things come from can help a lot.
The thing is, right? Oh, you're good, Olomax. You're good. I appreciate you letting us know that.
And it's not always matching energy. We have this constant conversation about matching people's energy, and again, are you being genuine and authentic when you're matching somebody's energy?
No, you're not. Because hence the term matching energy. You're embodying the energy that they're pulling towards you.
Can you match someone's energy? You can get within a really close range.
But the second you're completely matching the energy, you'll no longer be authentic to yourself.
And no disrespect for those that do match energy in certain situations. That is the right course of action.
Right.
It is to match, to surpass, to show your own as an example, lead by example. Like what a true leader is going to lead by example. That is putting forth their energy, right? Their character, their leadership style, all those embody the same thing.
So for the conversation of emotional intelligence, and this is for my ladies, right? Um, when you say that you want an emotionally intelligent man, just understand what that comes with. Okay, that means there's no fluffy shit in between whatsoever. You can't stop his ideology of life because he's worked on himself. You can't really do anything to really shift his emotions, right? Because he's protected with his understanding of how emotional intelligence work, right? He's not gonna tolerate certain shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that goes into that. So if you say that you want an emotionally intelligent man, understand there's no weakness of this man's emotions whatsoever. Like, there's like he's built. You know what I'm saying? He's built that within himself. You know what I'm saying? An emotionally intelligent person can be compassionate. Yeah, he's a completely compassionate person, but he's also protective of who he is.
Oh man, Venus, she did that on purpose. All right, Venus, I'm going to separate the two words, emotional and intelligent, and I'm going to work on the word intelligence first because before.
Venus, if you want to come up, you can come up.
Yeah, because
the coaches are free to come up if y'all want.
I want to talk about the intelligence part, right? Because a lot of people get this twisted, right? There's something that's called raw data, something that hasn't been processed yet, right? And that turns into information. Right? And we do this in our brains because computers are mimicking human beings, right? All technology mimics human beings because who's going to use the technology? The human beings until the technology doesn't need the human beings to do it anymore. But we're not going to go there. Okay. So intelligence, right? When you have intelligence, you have information that you are utilizing, right? In order for you to be intelligent about it, you can't just have the knowledge.
No.
And we talk about this all the time. So in order for you to have intelligence, don't look at it in the information aspect. You look at it in the utility aspect. As, well, basically how you use it, what you do with it. Because what is the point? I know so many intelligent people, man. They'll sit with you, they'll have a conversation for 5-6 hours, man, and they'll talk about religion, and they'll talk about life, and they'll talk about science, and they'll talk about amoebas and protozoas, and they know all the bones and all the muscles, and nothing really amounted. You understand what I'm saying? In the happiness part of this person. This person can't see anything except information. They can't see anything else. They don't know how to process information, right? They're stuck in the knowledge. So again, in order for you to
actually give everybody the definition of emotional intelligence, right? For people that don't know what it is.
Yeah, there's a definition for it, man. But the thing is that people are going to interpret the literal definition for it in many different ways. So what we do,
we always got to give them the origin, though. That's the origin is always important. We always speak about that, right?
Well, I wanted to separate the word intelligence because when you add emotions to it, you understand what I'm saying? It's not necessarily a tangible thing. It is something that you must reconstruct in your thought process in order to understand it. You feel me?
Right. No, I'm with you on that. But now that you've given them that, right, I'm going to give them the raw definition and the origin of the definition so that way people can understand where you're coming from. Now, guys, open mind, right? When we're here is open. It's open mind. What he said was not wrong. Nothing that he said was wrong, but that's a different level of thinking, right? This is why we're here today. So, emotional intelligence, the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotion to handle interpersonal relationships I can't say that word, judiciously and empathetically. To understand oneself. To understand one's...
What's that word? Judicially?
Judicially?
Is that the word?
Yeah.
Judicially. Okay, good. That's great.
To basically understand oneself. Like me per se, for me, and I can only speak for me, and having a conversation with Farmiga, Gumbo, Riz, right, to the fellas, having conversations with them, I can tell that they have emotional intelligence. Just by having a conversation with them, because the way that the conversations go with us, it doesn't overlap. The emotions don't overlap, right?
We're able to balance the level of emotion and logic and make it equal. It's not one over the other. You know what I'm saying? With a little bit of banter in between. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that, right? It's just that we have that. It's a balance between your emotions and your logics. You know what I'm saying? So when you find a man or a woman, right? Because there is women that do have emotional intelligence, right? There's a balance between emotions and logic. I feel like anybody that has that balance between emotion and logic is a superhero in my eyes, because first of all, that's rare. It's a rare thing to have, and if you do have it, you have to really embrace it. It's something that you have to embrace. You can't just have it and not use it.
Yeah, because everything cannot be logical. There are some problems that deserve the attention. What the emotion is. Here's the thing, right? One of the things that inspired me to write my book is that the chapters in my book talk about all the little different intricacies, right? Or all the little moving parts. There's so many things that you need to practice before you can consider yourself an emotionally intelligent person. And just to give you a few motivation, you have to understand energy. You have to learn how to put things in levels. You have to be able to understand whether you're doing too much, you're not doing enough. You have to learn how to ground yourself. You have to learn how to see how far you knock yourself off balance, relationship maintenance. You have to learn what a true leader is. You have to know what it is to be a follower. The things you say, the things you think, how the universe, kind of works. So again, this is why you're never going to learn emotional intelligence overnight. It takes a lot of practice, and it all depends on how many things you're scared of, how many things that you are afraid of, how many things you run from, how many things you are afraid to face. And if you're the type of person that's afraid of the unknown,
Can somebody block that, please? Thank you. That'd be great.
yeah, here's the thing about emotions and logic, right? That if everything you do is logical, it's like Mr. Spock, right? On Star Trek. Everything he does is logical. There's no emotion to it whatsoever. But without empathy, without compassion, right? Without these things, in a lot of logical things, it doesn't solve the human problem. I just want you to know that. It doesn't solve the problem of the communication, the energy. It doesn't solve that. So it is important because emotions let off certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? These are things that we need to absorb because it's part of the human nature. And without it, we're doomed. I'm sorry to say that. We don't tell you to remove your emotions. We don't tell you to get rid of them. We tell you to try to control them, understand them.
I think the one thing that kind of really throws people's emotions off, right, is to try to control a situation that you have no control over. I think that's the main thing I've seen, and that's just from my eyes only, that I've seen, is when things are out of somebody's control and they want control so bad. You know what I'm saying? In regards to the situation.
Well, that's a problem.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So when I have conversations with people, not just on the coach aspect, just in general, right? My first thing to say is let go and let God. Because if it's indeed out of your control, like there's nothing that you can do. You're exhausted. All types of, try different situations, aspects in regards to trying to figure the situation out. At that point, you have to tell yourself that you have no control over the situation. It's okay to have no control over the situation, because the problem that we're having is we're trying to force something that doesn't need to be forced.
Well, let me ask you a question. How far can you go down that prayer that says, God, give me the strength to deal with the things that, how far can you go down that prayer?
I want to say in regards to that, before you even ask for that prayer, you have to do the work.
But what I'm saying is this: that prayer itself, God give me the strength to deal with the things that I have no control of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're talking about other human beings. This is what I'm trying to tell you: that prayer was designed because you cannot control other human beings. You can manipulate, you can indoctrinate, you can do everything you can. Right?
That, and certain aspects and situations in your life.
Right. But think about this. Give me the strength. The answer is in the blueprint. Watch this.
Right.
Give me the strength to deal with the things that I have no control over.
Yeah, you gotta have faith.
So what you're asking for is to strengthen your level of acceptance, because it's not until you accept that you will not stop fighting it.
Yeah.
You talk about control, right? A person that wants control is relentless and does all types of guerrilla tactics to try to gain control.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not until you recognize and have to accept the fact that you cannot control other human beings. So please give me the strength to know that the other person actually outmatches you, because they are them and you are you.
No, that's facts.
That is wild.
No, that's facts. So you should give a good example. She said something simple as asking a neighbor to quiet down the noise, but prior to that, I'm good.
You know, we all got to live together, right? We all got to share space, right? That's coexisting, right? That's
right. And we'll give you guys some grace, right? Because I know a lot of us been doing a lot of work on ourselves. We've been doing amazing work on ourselves and really trying to put ourselves in the best foot to be the better version of ourselves. Because if you're not, you guys would not be here. So I'm gonna give you guys credit. I'm gonna give you guys your applause. Because you guys would not be here if you wasn't working on yourself. Because in here, we focus on self for the most part, right? We'll have the conversation about the other person a little bit, but mainly here, when we're here, we're focusing on self. No, you're good, Trip. I appreciate you for coming in and letting us know. Not a problem. Definitely go enjoy your day. You know what I'm saying? Go enjoy your day. But yeah, keep that in mind, guys. You're here to focus on you. You're here to gain knowledge so that way you can better yourself and shed that skin of the trauma, of the triggers, you know what I'm saying, of that person that doesn't know how to really love themselves and doesn't know what it looked like. The more that you come here, the more that you do the work on your own, the more that you do your own research, you will start to shed that skin. You will start to shed that skin, and then that new skin, that new layer that's under there, it's gonna shine so bright. It's gonna shine so bright. I promise you, it's gonna shine so bright.
And here's another thing. When you learn about yourself, you're actually positioning yourself to learn and know more about other people. Because when you see yourself in different perspectives, you get to understand. You have to learn how to have empathy for yourself, right?
Right.
And you also have to learn how to pat yourself in the back for the short things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole problem is once you start learning who you are and the different things you're capable of doing, and start analyzing and understanding yourself better, where you yourself are coming from, like what Venus says, the understanding of it, then you are able to see people at a different light because you did it for yourself. You open the doors to yourself, and automatically it helps you understand people better, which is better for communication and going forward and having these meaningful relationships that we're looking for. We're not talking about the people that, you know, you build yourself up, and the moment you run into your ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend, you freeze. We're not talking about those people, because that's a whole different ballgame. Because you can build yourself up to be that dinosaur, right? That strong animal. And then the moment you're confronted with the actual trigger, all that shit goes out the window.
Yeah, that's why the work needs to be done.
So
the work needs to be done. That's why I challenge you guys to grab my book, because my book will show you just that, on how to start focusing on self.
Gotta start somewhere.
It gives you the aspect of everything pertaining to self, in reference to just understanding what mental health is, to understanding your stress levels, to understanding your relationship, trying to cultivate emotional intelligence, right? And even as far as embracing your creativity, because we have a lot of creative people here, right? I've seen it. I've seen the personal conversations that I've had with people. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are creative as all heck, man. I love it. I love how creative you guys are. PBR, Keisha, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are creative. I see a couple other people in there. Lala, you know, you guys are creative.
We saw it in the chat, spicy people.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the way the phrases that you guys use are creative. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, embrace that, you know what I'm saying? And the book helps with that. So you guys can hit my link tree and purchase Monumental, or go to the Discord. It should be also on the Discord as well. Keep you welcome in. And we have my sister from another mister in the building. What's going on,
guys? From another mister. Peace, peace, peace. Hey, Omega. Hey, King. Peace, everyone in the chat. How y'all doing?
All is well.
All is well.
All is phenomenal. What you talking about, Willis? All is phenomenal.
Did she just dip and stroke me right there? Is that what she did?
Okay. Sure did.
See the wordplay?
Yeah, she did.
Absolutely.
She's so good. She's so good at what she does. I respect a person that's good at what they do and looking for different avenues to express it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say about her.
I love.
Most definitely. So, this in the conversation
with you, King, VT.
Oh, your connection's going in and out.
Go ahead, love.
Oh, no, your connection was going in and out. That's what I was going to tell you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just let me know if it keeps doing that so I can try to fix it.
Yep, I got you. Yeah. So go ahead. Get the flow.
How is it now?
Good.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was saying I am grateful that I've connected with you all, beautiful souls. I truly mean that, because we're all very like-minded, and we're on a path to rediscovering and relearning a lot of things. So the topic is emotional intelligence, correct?
A little bit of it, right? So we're doing unconditional love versus subject morality, but I think the emotional intelligence plays a role.
Ooh.
Yeah. So in every live that we do, we're going to always talk about emotional intelligence, and we're going to talk about accountability.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So we're talking about the psychological aspect of the two, but I think emotional intelligence definitely plays a role in the psychological aspect of it. So if you want to dive into the understanding of emotional intelligence, so people can have a better idea of where we're trying to go with this, would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And if my sound continues to go in and out, please let me know. Interrupt me, and then I'll probably leave out and then come back. So I was listening to what you and Omega was saying, and it's absolutely correct. And what I want to first say is to remind each of you all to give yourself patience, because we've been trained and we've been programmed with so many unhealthy, unnatural, surface level meanings to things. And we've been operating with that for such a long time. So would it be a quote unquote challenge to do the things that we're saying? Absolutely, yes. And what I always encourage, right, that's going to absolutely give you what you need to continue your path is that whether you know it or not, we all can agree that we are living organisms, correct?
Absolutely.
Not a doubt.
So as living organisms, the reason why this platform and what it teaches is so incredibly profound and imperative is that as living organisms, if you're not elevating and expanding and growing, you are literally self-destructing. And that manifests in many different. Am I breaking up?
No, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to repeat that one because I am paying attention. But when you said that gave me curls. I don't know if you noticed my hair went from a DH. Can you bring that simple thing back?
It is very true. As living organisms, as living cells, if we're not expanding and growing, developing, ascending, you are literally doing the opposite, which is self-destructing. And so even though that manifests in many different ways in our lives, You are self-destructing if you are not elevating and growing. And the difference, one of the differences that is going to determine the direction and you're going in is when you get accurate information in your process of relearning, because all information isn't accurate. And since we become what we consume, that is going to be a deciding factor on whether or not you continually self-destruct. Now I'm gonna make it make sense. I know this is not something pleasant to hear, but it can't always be pleasant when we're dealing with our lives and the lives of our loved ones. If I was to ask you all a question, are you ready to transition? Meaning, are you ready to leave this planet in 5 minutes? I can guarantee you that all of us who are in our right minds would say no. For all of the beautiful reasons, we are not ready to leave this planet in 5 minutes. We're not ready because we still have a great work to do. This is the seriousness and the severity of we all elevating and taking one step at a time and relearning, replacing the outdated, old, dysfunctional, patriarchal information so we can step back into our natural essence and power. So all of this is imperative. And I don't say this to put fear in you all. I say this as a reminder because this is how important learning things like emotional intelligence, energy, all of these different things. But if you don't gain a deeper understanding of it, guess what you're not doing? Elevating. Right?
So I want to keep y'all. I want to be mindful, right? That there's levels to this coaching.
Yes.
And there's avenues to get to where she is. Okay. I want everybody to be mindful of that. Remember, we had the conversation of we don't step on anybody's toes. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. What she does, I will never attempt. I will never attempt it. And the reason why is because I know my limits as a coach and I know where I'm trying to go and what she does. Before you can even get to that point, you have to run through me, Formiga, Gumbo, before you can even get to this aspect, because that right there is a different dynamic. You can't just go to Venus and think that you're just gonna be all willy-nilly. No. you gotta do the work first before you get to this point, because this point right here is gonna make you see the world completely different.
Yeah, it's all invaluable. And so when we speak about emotional intelligence, when you go on, and I'm a friend of Google. I love what they do. You know, there's purposes and benefits to everything. But when you limit your resources to just Google or just to a certain sector of books, you really limit your resources as far as you growing. And so if you was to put in emotional intelligence in Google or simply listen to a lot of echo chambered conversations around intelligence, it will give you the what do you call it, the shallow end, just the surface level of things, but it doesn't really break down what emotions actually is. How can you have intelligence of something if you do not understand the concept or the concept or the core of what it is? And so a lot of us, we are, and I say this respectfully, we are only speaking what we've learned to speak about it. And we're talking about emotions and correlating it with the byproducts of emotion. So we're talking about the feelings, we're talking about the emotions, we're talking about the characteristics of it, right? But the core of emotions is energy. So if you just like, I think Omega said it or King said it, one of you said it, you have to really understand who you are, remember who you are. And I'm talking on an esoteric level as well as an exoteric level, inward, right? You're just not a physical being. So understanding emotions is actually you understanding energy and frequency as well as alchemy. Then you can, and also neuroscience, neurotransmitters, because the emotions that we're speaking about, we're not really speaking about emotions, we're speaking about neuroelectrical charges. That's what we're talking about. And so when you never take the time to learn even these fundamental things, having emotional intelligence, it will be impossible for you to gain because it's inaccurate information.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you said that because look, Google can't be your only source of information, but don't let that deter you because it is a good start. What we're telling you is not to be satisfied with the first thing you hear or the first thing that clicks, because there are other moving parts that you may be missing because you are very quick to be satisfied. And this comes from intention, right? Now, look what she did. You just created one of our future lives, because I do want to talk about mental preparedness and getting ready. You said be ready in 5 minutes. And look, I'm out. If they come from outer space right now, Venus, and they say, "We ready to take you," let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go. Why? Because my possessions are within me. It will be a tough decision, but 5 minutes is enough for me to be logical about this. I gotta go. My time on Earth is gone. Thank you very much. I'm ready to go. So, mental preparedness is very important. And I want to show people, and maybe you can help us with this, Venus, on how to prepare, how people can prepare for emotions. You know, like, look, just by sitting here, I realized that this is why I like to put levels to things, Venus, and I need your input on this. I like to place levels on things because it doesn't go from 0 to 100. If you have a 0 and a 25 and a 50 and a 75, and I'm going to try to explain this, then you could slow down. But if you only know two areas, 0 and 100, then there's no thought, there's no idea, there's no feeling, there's no emotion. Those are all levels. It starts with a thought, turns into an idea, and then when you're feeling good about the idea, you get this feeling, right? And then the emotion is where now you have to react. So imagine all the steps that you can create. And I'm not saying to use these words. I'm saying to come up with a system where you can level out or get to different processes before you go from, let's say, upset to anger to mad to rage. You see all those levels? Upset, anger, mad, rage. You have 4 chances to stop yourself from doing some stupid shit if you put your emotions or your feelings or your thoughts into levels. What's your take on that, Vinny?
I agree with prioritizing. That's what you're speaking about. You're speaking about prioritizing. And that's incredibly invaluable because there is, I know a lot of confusion and a lot of us getting overwhelmed is contribute, and a lot of us giving up is contributed to us not having direction. And so we're learning all of this information, we're gaining the information, and then it's like, okay, it's like y'all ever seen people playing double dutch and the person is kind of like scared because they see the ropes going and it's like, I gotta get in, I gotta get in, I gotta get in. And so the hesitation starts, the fear starts, all of the compound of the thoughts start. And so to get to any destination, no matter what it is, you have to first understand that grouping destinations together, attempting to get to 5, 6, 7, 10 destinations at once will never serve a greater purpose because it's going to further cause you mental fog, unclarity, unfocus. And so when you start to prioritize is what Armiga is saying, and you say, okay, I know I need to work on A, B, C, D. I'm going to list A, B, C, D down, and then I'm going to prioritize A, B, C, D, and I'm going to create a direct path to A, a direct path to B, C, D, and E, right? And then you're going to work on that. It's just like any successful businesses, we all heard the term first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, project management. There's a reason why they stick to 1 quarter at a time. There's a reason why they stick to the financial goals and the forecast and the agenda of each quarter within each quarter, even though they may revisit what's coming up next. They do that for a reason because without organization and without structure, guess what? The foundation is never going to be built. And if it's built, it's weak.
I'm going to pick your brain. Right?
Because before you do that, right? before you do that, I want everybody to I'm gonna give everybody an example of what it looks like when you don't have that structure.
Yeah.
Right. Let's take anger management for example, since we tackled that topic before on here. Right. You get into an argument with somebody, right? Fueled with anger. You're upset. Fueled. You're not thinking straight at all, right? And then when you calm down, after you did the damage, then you start thinking about the damage that you did. Like think about that for a second. You already did all the damage. You already said what you said. Your mouth was fueling out the fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're saying unspeakable things that you usually wouldn't say because your emotions is all over the place, right? You're not really thinking straight. You have no control. You have nothing, right? And then after the fact, you done did all the damage. You done put fire to the fucking house. You know what I'm saying? Like you burnt bridges. Like you did all that, right?
Thank you for that.
Right? And then next thing you know, now you're contemplating everything that you did wrong.
Look, real quick. This all boils down to what I'm saying. Venus, work with me with this. Watch this.
Okay.
The three things that I value the most is time, health, and relationship maintenance, right? Those are my three things, right? Mm-hmm. In that order. What you're talking about is more towards the time management, prioritizing, scheduling, right? I'm talking more about being able to take something like your feelings and being able to level them so you could see them at the gate. Because there are some people that all they do is react. You tell them something and they're ready. You understand? So they don't have steps that they look at. They go from 0 to 100. So I'm talking about including steps in between to fill in the gaps, so that you don't go from 0 to 100. Vocabulary is very important with this and it doesn't mean step up your vocabulary to learn how to speak like someone else, but vocabulary also allows you to add elements in your expression, right? And by doing that, for instance, you're the gatekeeper, right, of your own emotions. That's the ultimate understanding, right? Being the gatekeeper of your own emotions, right?
Okay.
And if you don't mind your gate, then you're allowing things in and out that you're not recognizing. So if your gate is closed, you're good. But if you're going to open your gate, you have to mind it. The trick to me is to be able to put it in levels. Again, you said something, you upset me. Now I'm annoyed. I might get mad or angry. Those are two different levels. And then before I turn into rage, I want to be able to recognize things so that I can slow down. The people that react and do not have these steps, they are emotional people. They are people that lead with emotion, easily triggered, right? Obviously, we would say that they didn't do the work, they're not put into practice. What I'm offering is a way to stop the free for all, the downhill, the avalanche, the boom. You understand? We've all had those moments where somebody said something and it could have been a combination of things that didn't even have anything to do with them, and we just lash out, right?
Correct. And it stems from a process in doing that. So if I'm clear, you're asking how can we approach being proactive, I guess, being proactive in a sense, right?
Yes, by adding other elements and expanding your thought process of emotions by adding different tiers as levels. Like before you flip out, there's a whole bunch of things that you can add. And a lot of people don't understand this. You can add different levels of emotion, right?
Right, because we're not aware. And awareness will always be the destruction and a downfall of us. Having an awareness or not having awareness will always lead to you having and attracting the most severe consequences. And so, I have a lot of processes that I create, that I mentor. And two of those I'll share real quick. One of those is called Kapir. And, you know, I'm a lover of words and acronyms. And what that stands for, with every decision you make, whether you know the things that I know, whether you know the things King knows or Omega, this can absolutely help you become, can master yourself and your quote unquote emotions at any level. So write this down, my loves. The C stands for catching the thought. Whether you understand thoughts or not, every thought that you have, you're not going to be in awareness of it. Typically, you would implement this process after the fact, right? And so applying this practice, these steps in real time will help you. So hypothetically speaking, let's say that the situation already occurred and you like, damn, which is most of us, we like, damn, why did I, da, 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 da. This is what you're going to use when things happen like that so you can prevent them in happening. So the C in the acronyms is CAPIR. So when I give them to you, you can write it near. So the C is for catching the thought. So once the situation happened, go right back to the original thought, that particular thought that led to your actions. Catch the thought. That's going to make you aware. And awareness is key in all of this. The A stands for acknowledge the thought. Acknowledge that you thought the thought and that it came to fruition because of you. Don't fight with yourself. Don't let your cognitive dissonance get the best of you. Understand whether that thought was positive or negative. The P stands for process that particular thought. Process that particular thought, right? Find the relevance in that thought, because everything so I'm gonna give a little example. Let's say that I was in front of a person and I said, "Oh, I don't like the way you talk." And afterwards, I said, "Oh, Venus, that was ugly," right? So
You're breaking in and out.
Venus person,
We lost you after the
We
word.
lost you there.
person is ugly. Acknowledging the thought. Am I breaking up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're breaking up. The last thing that we heard was, "Ooh, Venus, that was ugly." Yeah.
Okay, is it a little better now?
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's raining here, so pardon me.
I think you was creating the segue for I. You did P, which is process the thought.
Yeah, it was P. Yeah, P is in Paul. So the thought was Venus, that person is ugly, right? And so after I acknowledged the thought, which is put it in a category of positive or negative, well, that was a negative thought. Calling somebody ugly is not nice. So the way I acknowledge it, that's a negative thought. Next is the thought. Why do you find that person ugly? But you with a person is determined how you feel yourself in a lot of areas.
Yeah, it's breaking a little.
So if you went into I, we didn't hear I.
Yeah, we didn't have I if you went into I.
If you were still on P, then you're still good. You know what she's doing? She created a microcosm
I'm
of
attempting
what I
to
said.
read.
She took one thing. She took one thing and broke it down.
Yes. There you go. In regards to that. But yeah, no, I see what she's doing.
You understand the level of-
My apologies. I know that can get pretty frustrating.
No, it's not your fault. It's just the connection, because everybody's actually listening to what you're saying.
Yeah. We're like I'm over here writing.
No, because what she's doing.
Okay, so
she's doing is nice. I like what she's doing. Process the thought.
Yeah, listen, I need the rain to
Okay,
see.
so hopefully I can get through it. So can you all hear me?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. I'm out.
Okay, so the next one is identify. So the I is going to be where you identify the thought that you just thought. Because again, the outcome is not benefiting for you or to you. Identify the connection. And that connection and me calling that other person ugly stems from my traumas of me not being socially accepted by my
Okay.
physical appearance, my mental appearance, my status, whatever it is. I feel that way about myself.
Okay. Let me ask you a
You
quick
had a
question.
question, Omega?
Yeah, yeah. In the identification, right? In the identify, that's not to label the thought. That's to honest to kind of find the origin or where it came from.
Yes, 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 yes.
Because right away, people are going to start labeling it as I'm going to identify. I identify with this, or this is what. No, no. Forget about what it is. We already did that, right? We're talking about now. Where did it come from?
Yes,
Okay. Okay. I'm
yes.
with
You
you.
want to identify where it comes from.
Okay.
And so the final letter is then you want to replace it. So the R, as in Rico, stands for replace. Then you want to replace that, the origin, not the thought that caused you thought. So the original thought was Venus, you really don't feel like yourself. You really think that you're ugly. So I am going to place that thought. Venus, you're not ugly. Venus, you were worthy. Venus, people who told you in your life that you wasn't worthy, that you wasn't acceptable, right? That you have to be accepted. You revert that particular thought. And once you get familiar with this process, you will become a master of your quote unquote emotions, even if you still fundamentally understand what emotional intelligence is.
All right. I mean, that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes, and this is what I'm trying to tell you is that there are steps within the steps. Now, she's just talking about thoughts. What about ideas? What about the feeling? She's catching it at the gate. And this is the difference between hindsight and foresight, ladies and gentlemen. She's telling you that you're going to start noticing this after the fact. But what you're practicing is this so that you can do it in foresight. That means that you will be able to do this before you even speak with a little bit of prudence, a little bit of caution, right? A little bit of discernment from the practice. Because you're going to be starting this, you're going to have to fix mistakes, right? You're going to have to fix mistakes before you can avoid them. You can't avoid something you already did because then now you're not taking accountability, right? But once you take accountability, it has to come with a change of behavior, right?
Right.
So that's the change in behavior. The change in behavior is you having the mental preparedness to anticipate your own stupid shit.
There's another thing that plays a role in that too is not being influenced by other people's emotions. We haven't said that part yet. Trying to not I don't want to call it trauma bonding, but but it is that's just what it is, right? When you're embodying somebody else's emotions, knowing that it's really not what you're really feeling for real, just because you wanna try to be there for them, try to give them that fluffy, right? Want to give their emotions a fluffy hug, instead of telling them that they're full of shit. Sometimes, like you know what I'm saying, or you gotta tell them to slow down a little bit. It's okay to tell them to slow down if you need to tell them to slow down. Like if you feel like you can't handle what's going on in that conversation, don't try to embody the conversation if you can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to embody that person's emotions. Like sometimes you gotta take a step back and listen, this is so much fun. I'm good. Let me you know what I'm saying? Like back up a little bit. I'm back up a little bit in regards to that. It's okay to do that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with doing that. I think we try to embody people's stuff and we're not supposed to be embodied. And if you don't have control over your own emotions,
Oh man, this sucks because the sucky part to me sometimes is the redundancy and the continued pressure on talking about the same thing. If you're the type that the only way you function is we will cross that bridge when we get there, if that's the only way you do things, in other words, there's no plan, there's no prep, right? There's no process. You shoot from the hip all the time. You will fail more than succeed. You will, because, and the thing is, you don't understand the damage, even in success. Even the times that you are successful, the damage that you are creating by not having a process, by not having a plan. But there are some things that you have to shoot from the hip because life be lifing, right? Without a plan, a well orchestrated, a well thought out, logical plan, without doing this, what Venus just talked about, without doing this, to chill yourself out to understand why you react the way you do, you can actually look at yourself from a different perspective, right? And change that behavior.
And keep in mind, guys, we're still talking about the unconditional love aspect and emotional intelligence. We haven't even got to the subject of morality, but can you imagine we've been here for what, an hour and almost an hour and a half?
That's how important it is, though.
That's how deep it goes in regards to the unconditional love. When we talked about the surface level stuff last week. We were talking about the surface level stuff last week. And look how much information we got out of that surface level.
Listen, man.
This is like right here in the middle. Like right here in the middle. Next week, it's gonna be crazier.
Listen, one time I was talking to somebody and I told them something that I stunned myself. I didn't even know where that came from, but it was it was in the sense of, if you do love yourself unconditionally, then all you do is make excuses for your bullshit.
No, yo, that's crazy.
If you have unconditional love for yourself, then you're not accountable.
Wow. Time out.
Can we add victimization? Can we add victimization to that list? You don't want to get me started.
Time out. Because I wasn't ready for that.
Well, Venus did say you got 5 minutes.
Yo.
That's not what I meant.
Well, if you throw a green pickle in the Red Sea, what do you get? Come on, let's go.
Yo, time out. Because that's crazy. I need you to say that again.
Which part?
All of it.
Well, if you love yourself unconditionally, then you pretty much just looking for excuses. You pretty much are not accountable. You pretty much are letting yourself get away with your own bullshit.
Hold up. I gotta do it, guys. It's been a minute.
I like that scream. It
works every time.
It's a very
Could you imagine that, Venus? Could you imagine that? Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror, Venus, and say, "I love myself unconditionally, no matter what."
No.
Yo, it's definitely, Kingdom, you ain't even lying. It definitely sounds like you versus you in your head.
It's always you versus you.
Like,
that's the balance, though.
But for me, right, in that aspect, in that situation, what's up, Meek? Right?
I love.
Well, who's coming up? Oh, that's good. Okay. And what's crazy is, right, when you hear that, right, in my head, not for me, but just in my head for people that are struggling with that, is like dealing with the angel and the demon on your shoulder type of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she dropped down. Her connection's been jumping in and out. Yeah.
I have this. I had to come in here for Megan when I heard that, because I want to tell you, because I love myself unconditionally, I hold myself accountable. I call myself on my own bullshit. I make sure I surround myself with people who call me on my bullshit and are my accountability partners. But it takes a while for people to actually get to this point.
Right.
Because they must first recognize that they are full of shit. that they do have inconsistent behaviors, that they aren't always loving and loving of oneself because they also put others before themselves, that they're not always consistently doing that. So, in my aspect, yes, I do love myself unconditionally because I do all of the above. Now, when I don't, that's where I fall short.
All right. And now the mouse goes after the cheese. Welcome in, sis. So now, can we conclude that you can't possibly love yourself unconditionally unless you have emotional intelligence and you are accountable? I rest my
Bingo!
case.
Bingo!
I rest my
Bingo!
case.
That's it.
That's exactly
And
what
right there, this whole show is done and over with. All right, I've done my job. I'm done.
No, it's facts though, because you really got to think about it. In order to love yourself unconditionally, you got to have emotional intelligence.
But that's all the components, though. That's being honest. And then understanding that we are going to judge, but we have to be fair judges, right? In order to be fair, you have to be honest. In order for you to be honest, you have to know what it is to be dishonest.
Yeah.
But also in the same aspect too, you gotta be able to take criticism.
It's a lot. We can sit here and talk about all the different moving parts.
That's the one thing that people struggle with. Right? A lot of people struggle with criticism, taking criticism, or taking responsibility. That's the one thing that people will have an issue with. You can have emotional intelligence till you're blue in the face, but taking criticism and taking accountability and being told that you're wrong. People don't like hearing that shit. Let's keep it all the way 100. People don't like hearing when they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? So when you tell them that, when you tell them that they're wrong, it becomes a battle of
Let me help you out. Let me help you out. It becomes a battle of shame. It becomes a battle of shame. Shame. That's where the problem is. The problem is the shaming part, right? Because when we tell people the truth, they feel ashamed and they feel that we're shaming them. The ashamed part is the part that they have a hard part understanding and processing, right? Because they go after the messenger, right? Right away in defense. They're not taking the information and processing it the right way. So it's a battle with yourself between shamed and feeling ashamed, which the ashamed part is the part where you're supposed to feel on your own. Someone has to tell you that you're out of pocket. Somebody has to tell you that you're wrong, because if you can't see it, right? And somebody else tells you that risky business right there of being the messenger, you have to have emotional intelligence to understand that when you tell somebody something that they can come at you, you have to understand that they can come at you, because this is touchy shit. Because nobody likes to be told what to do. Nobody likes to feel obligated, but yet they're not taking the steps to be what Venus said, proactive. And that's thinking in foresight, not hindsight. Hindsight is behind something. Foresight is doing it before it happens. That's intuition, that's discernment, that's wisdom. How do you build these things? By keeping it real with yourself, by reading, by having these conversations, by doing research, by listening. Jesus, let's go.
We're going to do a quick commercial break. Before we go into the next segment and start letting people up to ask questions.
Good morning, everyone. I want everyone to take a very deep breath and hold it in for 4 and let it out. We have processed an incredible amount of information in this first hour and a half, like a lot. People have been mind blown by the things that have been said. Understand that this is for the accountability of a better you. So when taking in all that information, it can stir up a lot of emotions. So we want everybody to just take that deep breath, kind of process what's been told to you, think about it, but be ready for the next hour and a half, which is probably going to bring more information. We're up to 34K likes. I'm so thankful to all of you that have been tapping and feeding in so many good points. There's been so many comments, so many great ideas and perspectives in this chat among in cohesiveness with what the coaches have been saying. So we appreciate everyone that's here. If you have not picked up the books that these coaches offer, please visit their link trees. Please make sure to pick up their books. Official Mind Your Mental has a book in his link tree. Ormika has a book in his link tree. Venus has a book in her link trees. If you have not visited Elysium's website yet, please do. She has many services to offer, and we want to make sure that you guys are getting the overall project of serving your mental health and bettering your life by visiting all of these resources that are available to you. If you would like to join the Mind Your Mental Discord, where all of this is also available with coaching, so on and so forth, please let me know. I will invite you into the Discord. We will get you in there so you can join all of the outside resources. So it's not just 1 day a week of this type of information. It's 7 days a week. It's the music temple. It's the books. It's the resources. It's the access to the coaches. It's all of that. All of the good things. All of the nummy nummies, as Riz would say. We want to keep everybody tapping, everybody engaging. We're going to open up the boxes to other people. Please be mindful that this recording is going to go on YouTube after the live. So we want to make sure that it's all of the things that you're coming up to talk about are cohesive with what is being spoken about in the topic. All of y'all that are already in the Discord, I see y'all. You guys show up every Saturday. So proud of all of y'all. They'll tell you it's a great place to be. It's a growing family. Everybody is really, putting their best foot forward in moving in positive light. So if you want to be part of that, please let me know. I will walk you through getting in there. We're going to continue on with the live. Thank y'all.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, babe, so much. She's a very big, vital piece of the Discord. It makes it a lot easier for us to manage things as a unit versus me trying to do it on my own. So there is a lot of conversation in the background and trying to better the Discord and trying to create an environment where everybody is comfortable, even the coaches. It's not just only us, but for the coaches as well. You know what I'm saying? Because we all do collectively do our own thing. So,
sorry, can I add one more piece to that announcement that I forgot?
Go ahead. I'm sure you're about to say the same thing I'm about to say.
Yeah, probably, because that's how we flow on this level. We have we're constantly adding to the Discord. If you are already in the Discord and you have not noticed, we have added 2 more essential parts to the Discord. Relationship Gumbo is now in the Discord, and he has decided that he wants to be as present as possible. So he has his own section in the Discord where he has his announcements, his own relationship chat, and his own healing chat. So that's now available. Also, Coach Tanya B. Boogie, she also now has her own section of the Discord where she talks about nutritional well-being, so on and so forth. So if you are part of the Discord and you have not seen those sections yet, those have been added. So we want everybody to make sure that they're taking effort to make themselves present in every aspect. We want to make sure that everybody's getting the most out of this Discord that is humanly possible. We will be adding more stuff as this grows. So please be attentive. Again, if you'd like to get in the Discord and you'd like to be a part of it, send a message to me or just put something in the chat now and I'll send you a message immediately to get you in.
Yes, we're still doing that, man.
Yes, and at 12:30 today, if you do not know how to manage the Discord or don't know how to get around the Discord, at 12:30 I'm hosting a community chat video on how to go in the Discord and use different things. So if you'd like to learn more about that, please join us at 12:30 in the community chat in the Discord.
Yes. So outside of Gumbo and Tanya B having their own platform within the Discord, right? We're still working with Hormiga and trying to get Venus as acclimated as well as they are, within their own time and own reason, right? When we're definitely gonna do that. But the best thing about the Discord is the fact that you have access to all of us. It's not just me, it's not just Gumbo, it's not just Tanya. You have access to Hormiga and Venus and their platforms. So when Venus goes live, you see the notification that Venus is live. When she posts on YouTube, you see the notification that she posted on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So truthfully, there's really no excuse on why you cannot get the information. And that's just me being all the way real with you guys, right? Outside of my coach hat, this is the Brooklyn talking to you guys. There's no reason why you guys cannot gain the information that's needed. There's not a reason why you guys are not using the resources or the library to gain information or the research that is needed to better yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why you're not doing it, besides the fact that you choose not to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Besides the fact that you chose not to. With time, right? We're hoping that even Elysium, because I spoke to her about it yesterday, to utilize her channel as well with the meditation and wellness, so that way you guys have stuff to come into in regards to her sound bath and the things that she does on an everyday basis to kind of post in there as well. So
do you have me linked up as well, like, because you pop up on?
So I have to talk to Duke about that, because Duke said I have to pay more. I have to pay because I've been using it too much. So I got to figure out what else I can do in regards to that. Me, you ain't have to get on the phone in regards to that, because I don't know what you want linked up there. I don't know if you want the IG.
I'm just talking about just the notifications when I go live.
Yeah, so the notifications, it should be linked up in there. If it's not, I'll talk to Duke about it.
Okay, because I know you are on mine, and I know Hormiga is. I can pull Venus over as well as relationship if they want to, because that'd be two big platforms together.
Right. Yeah. So that'll be perfect. Yeah. I'll get with Duke. I'll get with Duke after this, and then I'll make sure that he does that if it's not already there. That for sure.
Exposure.
The whole point of tying in all of these coaches is for you guys to have all of those resources. So we're not just giving you Mind Your Mental. We're giving you Living Above the Norm with Hormiga. We're giving you Sit Down and Heal with Relationship Gumbo. We're giving you access to Venus and Understanding and so on and so forth. Like, you guys are getting multiple things from this Discord. We're giving you Elysium and all of her healing with the sound baths and things like that. It's not just a place to sit and chit chat. It's a place for resource. It's a place of learning. It's a place of getting to a place of better mental health in an all-around aspect, nutritional wellness, healing, so on and so forth. So if you guys are interested in that, again, I can't express this enough, please let me know and I will message you. Ty, if you don't mind, I can send you a message to get you into the Discord, and Elysium can give you access to hers as well if that's...
I'm a little challenged.
I will get you guys all in.
Yeah, no. So we're trying our best. What I've been doing, as well as Sweet Tea, is anytime somebody joins the Discord, we drop a video for the to show people how to use it. Sometimes the video works, sometimes the video doesn't. But the best thing about having so many people in there, because somebody asked how many mods I have. So everybody that's a mod in here is a mod in the Discord.
So if all my mods, like if they're in the Discord, they are a mod. If they are on my platform and they're a moderator in my platform, they are a moderator in the Discord. So that goes for Elysium, that goes for Sweet Tea, Riz, Triplet, Mama G, Val, Mudfoot. If they're all in there, they're all moderators. You know what I'm saying? J to the Donna, like all of them, they're all moderators. So if they are within my Discord, I promise you the Discord is well protected. When I'm talking about well protected, I'm talking about well protected. Like there's no fluffy shit in regards to people trying to, mess with your emotions. Like if you're writing something that's really profound and you wanted to really share that with people, you can share that with people. We have a general chat where you guys can talk amongst yourselves outside of speaking to the coaches. We even join in the conversation with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just the process of healing and learning more about yourself, but it's also having that human interaction, right? That's the main thing, is having that human interaction, because that's one of the most important things about your process, is to interact with people that can also understand where you are and give you that support.
You know what I love about this is that the community, it serves a purpose for all of these different modalities. Like all of us, we have one common goal together, and that's for everybody to heal, right? But
Right.
you also have, the spiritual realm. You've got the practical realm. You've got the coaching tools. You've got like all of this stuff all together, and it's just getting bigger and bigger with all the different people joining. And to me, that is just beautiful compared to where all of us were 2 years ago.
Listen, no, it really has become something profound, because 2 years ago, I had to make
affirmations and meditations with the little bowl.
The shift that I had to make 2 years ago because of what happened on the other page. I don't even think people understand the things that transpired for this to even happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't even understand the origin.
Well, isn't that just a message too? Things aren't happening to you; they're happening for you.
And with
So,
you alongside of you.
in order for everything to be the way it is now, we had to go through that transition, and those things had to happen just so we could elevate.
Yep. So
Yep.
just to I'm not even gonna go into details on what happened. Just know I had to shut down my other page altogether because of what happened.
Look,
Harmika was there for it. Mika was there for it. Sweetie was there for it in the beginning, like towards the end of it. Venus, she was there for it. She seen it happen in real. Y'all all seen it happen in real time. I had to shut the page down. We lost pretty much everything from what we were trying to do over there.
You didn't really lose anything.
Well, no, we didn't really lose it. We had to readjust.
Yeah, you gained a lot.
We had to readjust, and I think we gained more of an organic environment versus what was going on over there.
look, at the end of the day,
Right.
yes. we're trying to help people recognize their mental intoxications. The things that are intoxicating your mind and your mindset, right? The things that are getting in the way of your happiness, the things that could be getting in the way of your joy and your peace, right? And it has to start with pushing people towards themselves. Because at the end of the day, we cannot continue to make excuses and point fingers. Regardless of who hurt you, regardless of what you've been through, you still have to do the maintenance. And it seems unfair that sometimes we have to pick up the pieces from the doings of other people, right?
Yes.
But we're not innocent. We are not innocent. We all have sinned. We all have mistakes. We all said things we regret, right? And then look at your life this way. There was a lot of things that I was doing wrong back in the days, back in the party days. I don't think I have to go into detail. But I was a party animal, right? And I didn't realize what was going on until I went late one day and I was sober.
Oh, wow.
And I went to a party that I usually go to, a lot of people there. I didn't realize the different levels of intoxication. I didn't realize the different drama. What draws people to the party was the drama and the inability to communicate. Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You know, like when I looked at all these people and I said, "Is that what I look like?" You want to talk about perspective? You want to talk about people looking like they've been tweaking and they can't speak and their eyes are glossy and they go this way and that way and they have lockjaw and so many things happening. So again, sometimes we have to realize what the intoxications are. We need to start dissecting ourselves to realize what we're letting in as gatekeepers, right? We have to gatekeep our life and try to eliminate the things that are continuously making our brains fluffy and clouded judgment. And those intoxications is what I'm trying to help you realize. Those things that are inside of you. Can't continue to point fingers at society and the world when you're not putting the work into yourself.
I also don't want to forget to mention that Briz is also available in the Discord for one-on-ones. He has a wealth of knowledge and a perspective that is, personally for me, unmatched in his own way. So he is also available in the Discord for people to reach out to. He's a huge part of our Discord, so I don't want to forget to mention him as well. Like he said, he doesn't want to label himself as a coach, but his perspective, I don't know why he hasn't done it just yet. And I encourage him to do so.
He does have a keen way of looking at things and being able to continuously switch from in and out the box, being able to help someone actually think. That's a blessing in disguise when you talk to people and they actually have you looking at things from a different perspective and open your mind to something new. You know, so don't undervalue the strength and the necessity of a good conversation.
Listen, the way I already said it, and I said it earlier, I'm gonna say it again. The way his thought process is definitely on a supernatural level, because the way that he thinks even stumps me and Hormida sometimes, and that's not very easy to do. So it's not a very easy thing to do. Is to stump us because for the most part, information, right? When it comes to me and Hormida, we do our research, we study, we do these things in real time. So, but his thought process is something definitely not the human behavior. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Yeah, when you come to terms, when you come to terms with yourself, right? When you have conversations and the conversation's intent is not to be a show off or not to hurt you or not to be condescending or to shame you. You understand? This the things we have to be mindful of, because just because you feel ashamed or shame doesn't mean that the person is shaming you. That is probably you taking responsibility for what you're supposed to feel like. If you did something wrong, you might feel guilt. If you have empathy, right? If you're willing to look at the way you talk to someone or treated someone, right, or how you handle a situation, then you have to have some type of empathy to be able to step back and say, "Holy shit, that was a little bit too much," right?
Yeah.
But he comes to terms to himself, and I think he's gotten to a point in his life where it is what it is. And we're not going to call it something that it's not, because we're going to continue to expand the vocabulary, but not expand the understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's people that know a lot of things, but they're not applying it. That's a lot of false energy there, ladies and gentlemen.
True. Very true. Now, if anybody wants to come up to kind of ask questions in regards to anything that you heard pertaining to the topic itself, feel free to come up, send a request. We got 9 boxes. You know what I'm saying? So definitely come up if you want to add to the conversation or ask a question. Because next week we're gonna dive a little deeper. It might get a little bit uncomfortable. I'm afraid to warn you guys now, if you're not a religious person, that it might not serve you much. But there's still knowledge in what we're gonna speak on. But we are gonna talk about the spiritual and the religious aspect of unconditional love and subjective morality next week. So
Bring your helmet.
yeah. Bring your helmets. That one's gonna be a little bit different. You gotta be mindful of the things that's gonna come out of that one. Butterfly, welcome in. I see everybody with the follows. I do appreciate all the follows. So I gotta ask the coaches a question because I like asking this question, right? Because it makes you think. You gotta think about it. You can't just answer it, right? Are you as real with yourself as you want others to be real with you? Yes, I know.
That's a problem.
It's not. It's a question.
It's a problem.
It's a very good question. I tell you, and when you start to fully accept yourself, when I tell you the amount of laughs you would have with yourself, and the way you won't cry because you're not still stuck in it, it's so relieving. It's liberating.
I did butterfly.
You're not gonna like my answer, man. And your
answer's for your answer. Answer the truth.
Well, you're not gonna like it because I don't expect people to treat me the way I treat myself. That's impossible. That's number one. Number two, I want people to treat themselves better, right? I'd rather people treat themselves better than they treat me.
I'm here for it.
So that's the energy that I'm on. I'm on some authenticity shit. I'm not into this, listen, the highest vibration doesn't move at all right? How about that?
So the reason why I asked that question, I want Mika to answer that question too. She's not with a client. Are you as real with yourself as you want others to be real with you?
No, the truth is within me. The truth is within me because I do not expect them to be as real with me as I am with myself. I am the ultimate. Like, to myself, there is none higher. You understand what I'm just saying?
I'm with you. I asked this question. I've been asking this question a lot, right?
So, do I expect?
Okay, do you expect others to be real? Do you expect to be real with yourself as you want others to be real with you?
Am I as real with myself as I expect others? I have zero expectations of anyone to do anything but be who they're going to be. That's first and foremost, right?
Hey, Ponky.
I have to hold myself accountable because I can't expect anybody to be. I got a B on a paper yesterday and I cried. Okay? When I cried, my people that I was on the phone with, my sisters, I could hear them. It was a pause, right? It was a big pause, like, because I was crying.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was disappointed that I didn't get the grade that I should have gotten, right? And because I was so close to getting that A. All right. It may be trivial to everybody else up in here.
Oh, we had a conversation about it.
I understand why I cried. I don't expect anybody to. I know why I cried because I was disappointed in me.
We had a whole conversation about it yesterday. Remember?
Dan says you.
We had a whole conversation. Listen, we had a whole conversation about it yesterday. When she told me about that B, I looked at her. We was on FaceTime. I looked at her. I said, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
She got a B, yeah. She got a B. I can't trust her anymore.
But the thing is, right? The difference is, I know Mika, right? I know Mika, and I know why she was more distraught about the B than anything, right?
She put a lot of work into it.
No. She didn't
'Cause I
put
was
no, no, no,
lazy.
it was the complete opposite. She didn't put enough work into it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. That's who she is as a person. Like
You got a B? You got a B?
I got a
she
B
likes to
because I
overexceed.
failed myself. That's the whole thing, is that I failed myself. When I read the comments, the feedback from my teacher, literally, it's 50, what was it, 59, the scoring was like 59 to 47.6 for an A, right?
Mhm.
47.6 to 39 is a B, or something along those lines, right? And you can't get anything below a B at the level that I'm at. So a B to me is an F. Okay, because you can't go below a B
Right.
in order
So
in my
you just
program.
barely made it, you're saying.
I just if I had added just a little more details, and that was the same comment for each of my criteria.
Just adding a little bit more.
A little bit more detail, but I did what? I procrastinated, and I rushed a little bit, and I said, you know what? This is good enough.
I'm glad that was your response to this, right? Because this segues into exactly what I was about to say. There goes the same thing for your mental health. It goes the same way for your mental health. You have to set the standard on what you want and how you want to be as a person pertaining to your mental health. There's no difference whatsoever into how you set the standard for your mental health. If you want to be a healing individual or healed from aspects of things in your life, you have to put the work in. You can't just expect it to just happen, or you can't slow down and procrastinate your healing because of X, Y, and Z, or A, B, C, and D. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why I asked that question, because I wanted to see what everybody's answer was. And I already knew what Mika's answer was going to be because we had that conversation yesterday. Like, so, like, I already knew what that was going to be, and I knew where it was going to segue into. So that's what I'm saying is focus. You need to focus on you, and you need to put the effort in regards to focusing on you. You can't.
I'm 49 years old. 49. I'm later in my years. 49. Get ready to be 50 this year, right? And I'm in a doctoral program, so that's the reason why there are no C's or D's or anything like that.
But
Right? So it's like I'm already set in my ways. So I had to change some shit. Because procrastination is not something that I can do anymore.
can't even
It
afford
worked for me in other sectors because I felt like I worked well under pressure. But that's called what? Self-actualization, holding myself accountable, being aware of what's going on around me, what I'm doing wrong,
right.
and then making those changes. And then being first and foremost, wanting to make that change in myself. And I think Venus will put, I'm getting a complete understanding of myself. I haven't heard that until I heard her speak, and I've loved that terminology since. The understanding.
Yeah, it takes a lot. Yeah, Venus.
I was saying to her, infinite gratitude. I love all of our perspectives. And every time I hear us speak, it really is an added encouragement to first be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and know that everything that happens for a divine reason. And when you don't take the time to allow yourself to think differently, to gain different perspectives, when you remain unaware of certain things, it can cause you to kind of stay stagnant. And so if I can, Elysium, use your example with the utmost sincerity, there's a couple of things that I heard you say. And if I was mentoring you, I would bring to light certain things that you said, specifically when we say, I am getting older. And I did a post on this. A lot of things that we say in our language impacts our reality in such a way. Do I understand that it takes time? Absolutely. Is it going to take more time if you never gain this understanding? Absolutely. Is it imperative for you to gain a deeper understanding? Absolutely. Because just by her saying that, if I was her mentor, I would bring that to light. Because subconsciously, what that implied is what? There's a time restriction on me reaching my goals. And that can be incredibly devastating to the cells in your body, your physical health, your mental health, right? And it keeps you kind of operating from the physical standpoint of things. You are not getting older. I would replace that with I'm maturing, I'm continuing to grow, and I have all the time that I need to do whatever I am supposed to do, whether I'm aware of it or not. That simple tweaking would give her such an elevated frequency, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if that was to happen again with a different circumstance, the way she would approach that, those tears would have been very different.
Right.
Her feelings would have been very different because subconsciously, when you're thinking things like this, I call it reverse affirmations, they lower your frequency, right? And when you lower your frequency, it makes you more susceptible to unnecessary dangers, whether you know it or not, like it or not, realize it or not, it affects you in all ways. And so I love listening to people speak and then just giving another perspective and insight because it's the smallest of those things that make the grandest of impacts in our life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I completely agree 110%.
And that goes to say that, you know, coaches even need coaches at that point. Like, I know Mika will fully receive what Venus just told her. Mika being a coach herself and accepting what Venus just said. Everyone knows their niche, everyone knows their realm, and they're not afraid to say, hey, you know what? This might be a better perspective from someone like an Ormiga or someone like a Gumbo or someone like a Venus. Every single one of these coaches know their niche, know where they have the highest amount of elevation to bring you to where you're supposed to be. And if they don't feel like they can touch it, they're going to point you in the right direction. And that's why everything works so beautifully, cohesively for this entire panel. Because they will tell you, hey, listen, I'm not going to guide you where you need to go because this is beyond my help. This is something that somebody else would be able to help. And it's not pushing you off to someone because you're a bother or whatever the case may be. It's saying, hey, I know that I'm not capable of giving you the best direction on this. So I'm going to point you in the best direction to get the best direction from here on out.
What I do love is what you just said is that we do all operate within our own scope of practice. And we do utilize that, the fact that each of us brings something different to the table, even a different perspective. I can say the same thing that Hermita can say, but it'll reach somebody else differently because I have more of a maternal or nurturing way of saying it.
Right.
Tone, my frequency. Venus brought it up. I speak in frequencies. So when she said that, I was like, yeah, I said, she's right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You know what I mean? Like, I completely agree with everything she said.
No,
Because that's we're talking my
Elysium
language.
is very in tune. If Elysium can sense when someone is speaking, especially when it's related to her, if it's coming from a very ill place or not. So she understands. I have a lot of love for Elysium. She has a lot of profound gifts, especially in like I said, like Sweet Tea just said, we know our niches, we know our lanes. Elysium has such a profound gift in teaching spirituality and spiritual things and calmness, and it resonates with her. But just like Sweet Tea said, I have mentors. I learned from each and every one on this panel. And even though Sweet Tea, I'm not sure if Sweet Tea calls herself a coach, but however, I know she is of the divine feminine,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So there are a lot of intrinsic things that the divine don't need to have a title on. So I learned from Omega and King because they are the divine masculine. We learn from each other. And only an unwise person refuses counsel.
Right. Right. And I want everybody to understand there's really levels to everything that's being done, right? Even Purposeful Resilience is in the chat, right? He's another reason why the platform that I've worked on is the way that it is, because I see the work that he's done and how he helped people. You know what I'm saying? He's helped a lot of people, and seeing him do that in real time motivated me to really want to do what I'm doing here, because it's like, it's one thing to do it by yourself, but it's another thing to have coaches that are like-minded, that want to do the same thing that you're doing. Like, we've all been working together for years. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we just all met. We've all been working together for years, right? Outside of just other, like, you know, people having their own people and all of us coming together. This is not just something that just happened overnight. I've known Hormiga for almost 5 years. I've known Elysium for the same amount of time, probably a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? I've known Venus for the same amount of time I've known Hormiga. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's not something that just happened overnight. I've always told everybody I want to get the coaches together and do something where all of us are helping collectively in our own right, in our own mind, in our own sound and body, but at the end of the day, to help everybody get where they need to go. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, it was going to happen. It just needed to happen in its own time. And I feel like right now it's happening the way that it's supposed to be. It's happening the way that it should be. And it's finally coming together. I've been praying on this for years. But, you know what I'm saying? Things happen within their own time. And now that it's really coming together, we're embracing it. You know what I'm saying? We're embracing it. Yes, we all have our boundaries and standards, right? As coaches, which is why we put that announcement in the chat, in the Discord, right? You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. When I had Sweet Tea put that announcement in there, I meant that with every single word in that announcement. Respect coaches in their time outside of what they do. If you're gonna message them, do not trauma dump on the coaches. Do not, you know, and do not give them 10,000 paragraphs of what you got going on. Respect their time, respect their space. If you do want to segue into having a conversation with them, you schedule something with them. You know what I'm saying? Just don't inbox them and trauma dump. But we're not here. We're not here for that. We do have our own boundaries and standards as coaches, and we do have to cleanse sometimes after conversations. So you gotta at least give us that grace, even though, you know what I'm saying. Just to be transparent with you guys, because that's what we do here. We're transparent, so we make sure that is understood. You know what I'm saying.
And that's the thing that we definitely wanted to push when we made that announcement, is these people are coaches. These people are mentors. These people are amazing in what they do. But let's not forget that they're human at the end of the day. They're human. They have busy lives, busy schedules, so on and so forth. Most of the people that are coaches in this room, this is not all that they do. They might have 9 to 5s on the outside. They might be attending school on the outside. They might be leading an entire business on the outside that might not have anything to do with coaching, but for the betterment of other people, they do coach and they do mentor and they do all of these things. So we want to remember that each of them are human at the same time. And it can be a lot to take on. But they do it because they want to help other people.
A lot of and for coaches like me and Gumbo who didn't have anybody when we were trying to figure ourselves out, we kind of had to do it on our own. Y'all have heard our testimony multiple times. We really didn't have the guidance, the mentors, the therapists. We didn't have none of that stuff. We had to figure it out on our own through trial and error. You know what I'm saying? And then we broke ourselves and built ourselves back up. We broke ourselves again and built ourselves back up until we were able to find that person that kind of slowed us down and showed us the way. You know what I'm saying? So we're not saying that we haven't done the work. We've done the work. We're doing the work still. I'm 8 years in. You know what I'm saying? 4 years of healing, 4 years of doing the platform. I'm 8 years in. I'm still healing even though I'm doing what I'm doing with you guys now. I'm still working on me. I'm still trying to find the full capacity of me. I'm not saying I'm there yet, but I'm getting there. But I'm doing it with y'all. I'm not doing it alone. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it together. We're doing it collectively. I learned from every single one of you guys in the Discord. All 80 of you that are in there, 90 of you that are in there. When you guys say something, I have to sit back and think about it. Because I'm like, okay, maybe that's a different perspective I can actually think about for myself, not just for coaching, right? It's something that I can apply to me in a different aspect. That's the great thing about being a coach, is we can be human and we can also be a mentor at the same time. We're a student and a teacher at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the great thing about being a coach. This is why I love what I do, is because outside of me being a teacher, I'm also a student. I'm a student of Hormiga. I'm a student of Venus. I'm a student of Elysium. I'm a student of Gumbo, Sonia Renee. I can count Dr. Sonietta Cooper, Go Talented. Like I'm a student of all of them, but I'm also a student of the people that I help. Think about that. Your stories help me become a better person and become a better coach. And you know what I'm saying? So think about the stuff that you're helping the coaches do when you guys are trying to figure yourselves out and trying to find the guidance that's needed. You guys are helping us become a better version of ourselves at what we're doing. Yeah, Hormiga, you've been quiet, sir. Go ahead. Because I know you're over here.
Can we do a quick exercise? I have two of them, but can we do a quick exercise?
Yeah, sure.
All right. You can look at this as real or you can look at this as hypothetical. The choice is yours. Understand how I started, how I'm setting the precedent for this, all right? All right. All right. I'm writing a paper, and the paper is about things that we do that we might or might not be aware of, like a spills, like for instance. The research is saying that we are guaranteed to spill something throughout the day, like a glass of water, a drink, I don't know, coins out of your pocket.
Right.
Included in these spills are when you speak and spit comes out of your mouth, or when you have a little bit of the nasal, like you might have a drip. These are all considered spills, right?
Okay.
So the question that I propose to everyone is, that spill that you're going to have, right, throughout the day, it could be an expensive spill, it could be a harmful spill, it could be nothing at all, right? What kind of person would you be? Or what choice would you make, right? Would you, if you had control of this, would you be the type to say, you know what, let's just get if it's guaranteed to have a spill a day, get it over with, so let's just start the day with the spill? Or would your attitude be, it's going to happen anyway, let's just cross that bridge when we get there, Or are you going to try to prevent this spill from happening or catch it?
So, for me, and this is just for me, so don't judge me, judge your man. Um, I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get to it. I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get to it. Because the thing is, when you try to calculate everything, regardless of what it is, the universe has a plan. Okay, the universe has a plan. If that spill was supposed to happen, then it was meant to happen, regardless of what we tried to prevent. It's like the blueprint conversation that I keep bringing up to everybody. God has a blueprint for all of what we're trying to do in life. When you try to avoid the blueprint, you run into a wall. It's the same concept. It's the same exact concept. You're going to run into a wall every time you try to avoid what the universe already has said so for you.
Fair enough. Anybody else?
So let me ask this. It's inevitable that the spill is going to happen? And it's going to happen every single day? I'm not going to worry about it. When it happens, it happens. Like, I don't have any control over it. The only thing I can do is worry about how I respond to it. Am I going to allow it to mess up my day? Especially if I know that it's going to happen, I'm going to plan for it and act accordingly when it does happen. Like, okay, it happened. Let's keep going, or you can let it be a catastrophe every single time. But if you know it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm not going to rush it. It's going to happen in divine timing. I'm always in that divine timing.
Okay.
Somebody wrote something in the chat too. She said the spill may be the reason why you're 5 minutes late. Avoid a bigger spill.
Look, we're gonna get to that. Next.
For me, I would say I used to be a master chess player, and believe it or not, a lot of the wisdom and the practices that I have came from me being a chess player. And so, in anything that I do, especially when it comes down to the big things, including the responses that King gave, that Elysium gave, to add to that, I do what I teach called the 360 analysis. With everything, whether I'm in the knowing or not, whether it is going to occur or not, what I can do, all of those things. I like to think 360 as to what would my actions be, because I know that there are always a lot of variables, and that those variables are going to change depending on the spill. Is to tie into what you said. You said there's going to be a different spill, whether you want to prevent it, head it on, get it up. There's always going to be variables. And so within the 360 method that I apply in my approach and being responsive to the actions, not reactive, I just like to think about the moving parts, and then I'll form my decision based upon that.
That sounds like a book, by the way. I'm just gonna let you know.
That's excellent.
I'm just saying. And anybody, nobody heard that? They didn't catch that?
No,
It's a book called 360 Method. I think that'd be a dope ass book. You just saying.
Listen, just give me my credit. Just give me my credit.
I'm just saying. No.
It's a 360 analysis. That's what I use, and it's a method that I teach my mentees. Much like the Kapir, like what I told you about how do you assess your thoughts is, I like systems within systems. And so to shorten all of these methods, I just put them in like 360 analysis, 7 steps to self-mastery, different things like that.
So somebody wrote in the chat before we let Sweetie answer the question. Are we talking about internal or external locus of control?
We could be.
It's a possibility.
We could be.
It's a possibility. Very much so.
That's why I said the variables. There's always going to be variables, and they are going to change. And so that.
You're right.
That's that nose capper, guys.
You're gonna like where this is going. Go ahead, Sweet Tea.
Man, you guys, see, this is what I'm talking about, learning and stuff, because I'm quick to be the one that has to have control all the time. and sitting here listening to each one of the answers. I'm glad y'all picked me last because it changed my perspective in a matter of a second. Snap of a finger. And Teddy will tell you, I am big on control and preventing and constantly trying to set up a plan for the way things are going to happen. But
Ooh. You're the type to set up a booby trap?
No, listen.
most of the time, yes, I'm the one that bites myself in the ass a good amount of the time because I try so hard to plan that in the end, I realized that no matter what I did to try to plan up until that point, it all went to shit. And excuse my French, it all went to shit the minute that it actually happened and nothing went according to plan the way I wanted to control it.
Bingo.
So I have been a little bit better about trying not to control the opportunity I've been trying to be better about not trying to control the situation as much as I have in the past. I realize that there are things that are beyond my control no matter what I do. There's no stopping what's inevitably going to happen. Can I set myself up to try and have the best outcome? Absolutely. It's a try, but I think the major perspective in the end of it is to realize that no matter how hard I try, it could either take two different pathways. It can either be better than what I expected it to be, or it can all go to shit. I have to hope for the best, but I also have to be mature enough to realize in the way I react to it that maybe it happened for me the way that it happened instead of it happening to me and it being some sort of punishment.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
Before you decide to blow up the internet, sir, because I already know that you're about to do that. So just to give you guys a different perspective, right? See the perspective that she provided you guys? I'm the complete opposite, right? Because the way that she responds to certain things when it happens, it will be like, what the fuck? Like, I can't believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that, and then this is me. Like this, I'm just like as calm, as cool and collected as you could possibly be in regards to it, like completely balanced in the situation. Because it's like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I know she's thinking in her head, like, why is he so fucking calm? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in what's going on right now? Like, this is not what's supposed to be happening. Like,
which is the right male masculinity to be at that point.
Yep.
Right? So, watch this. Nobody said get it over with early, but they had their own rendition of the other two, right? My thing is this. Doesn't it change when you are aware? Doesn't it change that you already know in advance that it's going to happen? And that you can't do anything about it? Think about what I'm saying here, because it changes the game. We were just talking about hindsight versus foresight, right?
Yep.
We're talking about intuition, right? Talking about trying to learn from our mistakes so that we can avoid being apologetic or feeling obligated to do something that we don't want to do, right? Which is part of the accountability process.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is this, you're guaranteed to have one. Is it possible that you will have some? One is guaranteed, right?
Okay.
But that doesn't mean you're not going to have more spills throughout the day, right?
Very much so.
Absolutely.
So again, your approach to things has to deal with the actual circumstance, right? We have to learn how to evaluate things for what they are, like what Dina said before, prioritizing, right? Mm-hmm. So is it in our best interest if we know that it's going to happen anyway to enforce it and get it over with? To actually try to prevent it? Because if it's guaranteed to happen and you're still trying to catch it and prevent it, what are you doing?
Doing too much.
You're going in circles.
Yeah, bro, you're doing too much.
Which is exactly what you said. You're doing too much, right?
Yeah.
So, are we talking about being ready, willing, and able to deal with the spill when it happens because it is inevitable?
Mm-hmm.
And the scientists are saying that we spill at least 20, a minimum of 20 times a day, we will spill something based on the criteria that I said. You drop something, you spill something, a little runny nose, a spit comes out of your mouth. And even being invasive, if you're not a hygienic person and you smell, that is also considered a spill of your, you understand what I'm saying? A spill of, yes. If your breath smells and your underarm smells or you have body odor and you don't realize that that's invasive, that is also considered a spill. Saying something wrong or saying something to intentionally hurt someone is also a spill. Talking bad about yourself, talking negatively about yourself is also a spill. Talking the wrong way, planning something in revenge, not in remorse, is also a spill. So think about how many spills we have throughout the day, how many fires we have to put out. And a lot of the things that we do include somebody else.
Are you talking about thinking in morality, sir? Is that what we're doing?
Yes, I am creating the segue.
I already knew it. I know.
Can I tie something to what Armika said quickly, though?
Yeah.
For a lot of people that deal with anxiety, what he's telling you is going to tie to that highly. Because with anxiety, you deal with anxiety twice. You deal with it up until the time that it actually happens, and then you deal with it again when it does happen. So all of you that are dealing with anxiety, knowing that, and I'm speaking to myself, I'm being my own worst critic right now because I am somebody who deals with anxiety. I will tell you that I go through it twice.
Okay.
2 times. Up until the time that it happens, I deal with the anxiety of it happening.
So what
And
if I
then
tell
when
you?
it does happen, that anxiety heightens because everything that I've anticipated up until this point has now happened exactly the way I expected it to.
Now watch this. Watch this. What if I tell you that anxiety is also a spill?
Absolutely.
But hold up. But doesn't that change? Hold up. Doesn't that
What we're
change?
doing today?
Doesn't that change the unpopular vote of get it over with and
I didn't
hit
get the
it straight
memo.
on? Catch it at the gate?
Well, that's why I said your answers, all of your answers before I answered really changed my perspective in literally the snap of a finger because I sat there and I'm like, wow. Like, no matter how much I anticipated it and how much anxiety I had about it, it was still going to happen.
Bingo.
Trying to train my brain in the fact of, with calming down my anxiety, that I need to be a little bit less anxious about it happening and just deal with it when it does happen in the best way possible.
Absolutely.
And this is why I'm trying to tell people that in order for you to be a mature person, you have to have a high level of acceptance, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot have full awareness without the acceptance, because that's like having the knowledge without the intellect to put it in play. So they go hand in hand, acceptance and awareness. So if you accept that the inevitable is going to happen, you don't have to worry about it. You could be the warrior and try to look at it from an inner standing. Are we on the same page here?
Are we on the same page? The second I heard the way that you put that together, I already knew it was talking about the subject of morality.
Absolutely, because we feel obligated. Look, most people buy things because they're worried about how other people are going to see them. Clothes, a car. Do we really buy the things that we like, or do we buy and get engaged with the things that other people are going to compliment as well?
Yeah, no. I've seen it on both ends. But it happens more often in regards to trying to find something in regards to someone complimenting.
I say be free. I say listen. I say if you want to wear something that other people might think is I mean, we're not talking about inappropriate, we're talking about yourself.
Right.
If you have something that you want to wear that represents yourself and that's who you want to be, then you're gonna have to do a whole bunch of emotional intelligence because you're living you're being yourself, right? But then that is not going to be or sit well in certain circles.
Right, because you gotta understand when you're trying to be your true self and you come with trying to be yourself, like full capacity, what you wear, how you think, the music you listen to, the things that you get involved with, the creativity that you have, that will come with judgment. There's no room and there's no place in the world where you're not going to be judged by being authentically you. You're going to have somebody, somewhere, someone that's going to judge you for being authentically you. But having emotional intelligence teaches you not to respond to those things.
So wait a minute. So then who gets to decide what morals and ethics are? Is that up to subjectivity or is there a format for, and this is all common sense, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not go too deep into it, but common sense is not what it used to be. You're not going to wear a bathing suit to a wedding. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, one person's common sense may vary from person to person. Would you disagree or agree?
I agree with that 100%. 100%. There's not. I hate the conversation of common sense.
But how do we get into a consensus of what's morale? What's morality? Like,
my issue with the conversation of common sense is everybody always says common sense is common. No, it's not. I don't like that. I don't like that thought process. Whoever created that thought process, I don't like you.
It's a very absent-minded concept, but you got to understand.
It really is because it throws everything off when you say that. Because I'm thinking because I just see question marks when you say that, right?
Yeah, but think about when it was created. It was created a long time ago, and common sense back then is not the common sense that we have today.
I think we need to have a live about that. I think we do. I know. I truly know. I'm so serious. I think we need to
have ethics. How do you have ethics and morality and morals if there's no consensus on common sense?
True.
And then it all goes back to a lot of these discussions and the repeatance of these discussions. What's at the center of a lot of them is that we really don't have a deeper understanding. And so the argument continues, the consensus continues, because you may have one person that says, oh, have common sense. And the other person says, I have common sense. Do either of them know what sense, like what it really means? Like perspectives are really great. Just think about it like this. Like I teach self-mastery, right? Self-mastery educator. When Omega was given his question on perspective, what I perceive from that, the way I internalize that, is the law of cause and effect. And so when we're speaking about accountability and responsibility, a part of that is understanding that nothing, when I say nothing, and it's just not perspective, it's an indisputable truth if you care to do your research. Nothing happens unless you say it happens. And you can verbally say it or through your mental dialogue when you understand the law of cause and effect. And so when he was speaking about the spills, whether you're aware or not, all of the great examples that all of us gave, King, Elysium, Sweet Tea, when you understand that you are the one in control, that everything that happens to you, you created it, you orchestrated it. It's just like if you was to get in a vehicle, right? And there's a wall behind you and you keep pressing, you keep putting the whatever it is into reverse, and then you put your feet on a pedal. You really want to go forward. So it doesn't matter. You can say, I'm going forward 1,000 times. But if you keep putting your foot on that pedal while it's in reverse, guess what? You're going backwards and you're going to keep hitting that wall. So if you don't understand what the N stands for, which is neutral, the R stands for drive, for reverse, and the D is for drive. You're going to continue repeating the same things. But what if you gain a deeper understanding of what they're talking about, the spill, right? Emotional discipline, intelligence, sense. Then you'd be like, drive means go forward. Let me stop putting it in reverse because I don't want to keep hitting the wall. So when you gain a deeper understanding in the core and the catalyst of these things, guess what, baby? You can keep going forward, even if you need to stop and get gas. Hence, be aware and embrace the spills. So it's the way you interpret things. So this is one of the reasons why I really enjoy getting to the core of things. Because until you do, baby, you're going to be just like that senseless person in the driver's seat trying to go forward. Meanwhile, his foot is on or her foot is on the reverse.
That's right. That's right. Check this out. Check this out. Here's the funny part about life. Life be lifing, right? But the pain that we feel the most is the one that we didn't see coming. But were we paying attention?
Bless you.
The pain that we feel the most about is the one that shocks us. It came out of nowhere. I wasn't ready for that. Whose fault is that?
Right. Did you even attempt to prepare yourself for what's to come? You know what I'm saying?
Mental preparedness. We have to prepare ourselves and stop acting as though everything is shocking. You know, people, I'm sorry to say, but people are going to pass away. People are going to break up. People are going to get married. People are going to lose their jobs. People are going to get sick. People are going to recover from certain things. People are going to grow an addiction to certain things. It's going to happen, right? That is the inevitable. Those are the spills. That's life. Life is a big spill. You understand what I'm saying? So it's preventing repetitious spills, right? It's trying to identify with what to do when these things happen, right? So in reality, it's all of the above. We have to treat things as they are. You know, I'm the type of person that I'm going to behave based on what is apropos to the situation.
Right.
And that's what I think that we need to do when we're faced with situation, right? Life. The inevitable is that life is going to go on with or without you, right? Because time is merciless and it waits for no one. Welcome in, Dr. Anthony.
Thank you, guys. I'm sitting here. It's so good to see you all. I have been absent for the past, I guess, month or so on social media. I took 45 days off to just clear my heart and my head. And it was the most refreshing thing possible to do. I listened to this, and we're in this season of everyone wants to manifest. Everyone is, especially at the end of the year, they're starting to, the things they want to manifest for 2025 and all of that. But the question is, do you have the emotional credit that approves you for what you're manifesting? Do you have the intellectual wherewithal to be able to handle the responsibility of what you're trying to manifest? Everyone wants to manifest, but if you don't have the discipline to manage what you're manifesting, you're putting yourself in a worse situation, because the things that you're now manifesting will become your burden, and that it will be something that you called upon yourself. So we have to be wise enough to understand what we can and what we cannot handle, and understand that if you are a work in progress, you need to embrace that understanding that I'm a work in progress, and these are the things that I want, but while I'm working on me to become better. And so, yes, we're in the day and time of everyone manifesting, and it seems like to be the popular thing to do. But you have to understand the responsibility of your manifestation, because once it arrives, you're going to have to do something with it, because you just can't keep manifesting without managing what you've already manifested.
And I'm always gonna speak to the aspect of the blueprint, because it makes sense. Appreciate you, Mr. Garrett. it makes so much sense, right, in regards to the blueprint, because it's like I've watched it happen in my life where I thought what I was doing was okay. What I was the path that I was taking was cool. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was already printed out what I wanted, what I was supposed to be doing in life, right? No matter how much I ignored it, no matter how much I tried to act like it wasn't there, like this coaching thing didn't just happen overnight. I've been doing it my whole life. People have been asking me for advice and coming to me with their problems and me giving them a perspective that they never even thought about. But when I realized that I was doing that, when I realized I've been doing it, that's when I was like, you know what, I gotta embrace it. Because how many times am I gonna keep running into this wall? I'm tired of running into a wall. My face hurts. Like my face hurts. I'm tired of running into this wall. Like how many times are you gonna run into this wall and keep bruising your face and keep scarring your face up, hurting your body from running into this wall that you shouldn't be running into in the first place? It's already there for you. It's set in stone.
That's funny. Dr. Anthony, you always make me think, man, because you're so the way you speak, it forces me to listen to you because the tone of voice that you use, it grabs me. But here's something to what you said, Dr. Anthony. Is it something like what I keep telling people, that everybody has a plan of what to do with lotto winnings, but they're not even playing, they're not even putting $1 or $2 into it?
Wow, that's something there. I don't think people understand the value of their words. When you truly understand the value of your words, you won't waste them on frivolous thoughts or responding to frivolous conversations. Sometimes you increase your net worth in your silence.
Oh, say that.
You can increase your net worth in your silence, because the moment you respond to something ignorant, it decreases your intellectual and emotional value. So sometimes you don't water the seed of ignorance. And sometimes watering the seed of ignorance is responding with your voice. Because your voice is life and life is water. And so when you respond, you're watering that thing.
That's okay. All right. Come on.
Let me just say this real quick. Okay, that's my brother down there, y'all.
So no, you know what's wild? This is how I just love how this manifests, right? Because I know I write poems, I write quotes. That's what I do, like on my free time. And it's crazy that he said that, right? Because this is what I wrote. I said, sometimes giving a response in itself is a powerful response. Sometimes not. Listen to the beginning of that. Sometimes not giving a response in itself is a powerful response.
Well, bro, very simple. Look, a wise man once said nothing.
Oh, I'm not even done. That's just the first sentence. That was just the first sentence. That was just the first sentence. Sometimes not giving a response in itself is a powerful response. Not reacting can also be a form of a reaction. By allowing the clowns to have the circus, you establish clear boundaries that define how you engage with their antics. This approach creates distinction between reaction and your responses, empowering you to maintain control over your emotional landscape. Remember, your peace of mind is paramount, and sometimes the most profound statement you can make is simply choosing not to participate in the chaos.
A circus, huh?
I'm just saying.
Well, it's one of your skill sets being a clown or a ringmaster.
Nah, I'm good with that. I don't want to be that.
So then let's go back to the spill, right? So now we were talking about internalizing our own spills, right? And trying to see them, and sometimes we gotta avoid them, and sometimes we gotta prepare for them. What about dealing with other people's spills? Do we deal with other people's spills more than we deal with our own spills?
For many people, yes.
Well, I think the problem is we have allowed ourselves to become the spell reciprocal. We started receiving everyone else's, and this is why I teach intellectual hoarding decluttering. We have to declutter the intellectual hoarding that we have encountered over the years. That means we've collected everyone else's opinion, everyone else's thought about us, and now we've been trying to navigate life through that. And so the moment you are become okay with decluttering all those thoughts and those words that you have collected since infancy. Think about this. You should be a nurse. You should be a doctor. You should play football. You should play basketball. You should have this degree. And we heard it from a child all the way up to college or high school or into adulthood. And now you're trying to figure out who you are and navigate through all these words that you've collected or these spellings that you have collected over the duration of your life. And now you're dealing with this hoarding mindset of how do I declutter what I have collected? And you have to be okay with letting some of those things or even all those things go just so you can hear your own voice.
Interesting. Making space for new things, because when you have clutter, there is no more room and no more space. This is why we tell people sometimes, express yourself, get it out of your head, get it out of your chest, write it down, do whatever it takes to make space for new information.
Flush that mental toilet every time.
Hey, Dr. Anthony, that was right on time.
So Riz wrote in the chat, if you need to over explain, do you understand your need to be understood?
I like what Dr. Anthony practices. If that's what you do, Dr. Anthony, you help people understand that you have to make space and you have to declutter. I mean, think about everything that we know. I'm 55 years old, man. My brain is beyond overload all the time because I'm learning something new. But if I'm not making space, all I'm doing is compromising what I already know.
Yeah, because think about this. Everybody wants a coach, but someone has to take out the garbage. And one of my quotes is simply, no one's ever taken out the garbage then gone back to see if it's okay. You got to let the past be the past.
Right? No, that's fact.
I have been known to look in the garbage just in case I make sure I didn't throw something out that I like my keys.
Right. And that's fact. You have to inspect what you throw away before you throw it away.
Ooh, watch out. One more time, Anthony, please.
Inspect what you throw away before you throw it away. Because once it's gone, don't go back. Because you'll find yourself pulling something out of the trash that's been contaminated by some other stuff that needs to stay there.
Yes, sir.
Yay. Damn.
Ooh. Oh. I love it. I love the wordplay. I'm loving the wordplay. I really am. Are you creating these quotes? Are you putting these quotes together, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. We have to have the conversation. I changed my number. I'm going to have to send it.
His voice. He has so much control.
Well, we're going to have a conversation because I'm going to need these quotes.
Wow. You know what's funny? The control in that man's voice is no control at all. He's actually, that's him.
It's just flow.
No, it's who he is. He's not trying to do it, so he's not really in control. That's who he is. So he doesn't have to control anything. He just has to be authentic and genuine. I can tell that just by the tone of voice.
Let me explain this to you. I got this way and I tell people, if you really want to understand how to flow in life, you go to the ocean. The ocean is never to be controlled, it's to be experienced.
Right. I think that's my reason of loving the water so much.
Because you'll understand this, you'll never experience the same wave twice when you go to the ocean.
Nope.
And it's an equalizer because the moment you go into the ocean, you're standing in something greater than your success and your failures. But it's teaching you balance because the sand is always shifting underneath your feet while you're standing in something much bigger than you and waves are constantly coming at you. And so with that being said, the life that I live, I have to live it as an experience and enjoy every situation. Watch this, even the bad things. I look for the lessons and not look for, okay, I'm speaking at an event on Tuesday and I'm just going to give you a prequel. We can either introduce our strength or our struggle.
Whoa.
We can either introduce our strength or our struggle. And the example that I will use is the late, great Chadwick Boseman had cancer for 4.5 years while he was filming movies, and no one knew about his struggle, but his strength was on display. We spend more time looking for sympathy about our struggle rather than celebrating the ability of our strength.
Asha.
That goes deep into appreciation and yeah, waking up that way, waking up with appreciation for life. You know wow, that is.
I got to do this again, guys. You ready? I got to do it.
I think that scream is so funny.
I have to. Like, it's just like, how can you not after hearing that? Like,
Yeah, he definitely has a great perspective and experience and an awareness in life. Very profound.
You know, the analogy
story. That's all I have to say. If you all only knew his story and his struggles.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
I'm not one to put anyone's business out there, but yeah, this man has perseverance and resilience.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Lord Jesus. We got.
It's different when you know exactly where he's coming from and where some of the things that he's been through, because we don't know everybody's struggles, the complete struggles, you know.
Right.
We gotta stop doing that, right, sis? We gotta stop. We gotta stop putting ourselves in other people's shoes to tell their story, because that's not what empathy is.
No, that's the reason I said if you only understood.
Have you ever seen someone cut somebody off when they're telling a story about themselves?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what's wild?
Omega, you're mine.
I can't. This is what I have to deal with on a daily basis. It's okay. Like,
Omega.
I'm just saying. Look, how about the other one, where have you ever watched a conversation where two people are talking and the person is going back and forth like they're about to do double dutch because they can't contain themselves?
Yep.
And then they cut you off and say, "Before I forget," or "I don't want to lose my train of thought, so I have to interrupt you."
I've done that.
Is that what we doing?
Yeah.
Is that what we doing? Think about how much you can learn if you're actually paying attention and you're not getting emotional about stuff. When you're getting emotional about things, it doesn't allow you to see it for what it is, because you added an emotional or a feeling to it that doesn't belong there. You get to handle it faster without the added elements that we put on it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm gonna read something to y'all, right? And I want y'all to think about it.
That's wild.
Okay, y'all ready? Expecting someone to embody qualities or behaviors that they've never truly witnessed or experienced is a form of diabolical thinking. It places unfair burden on individuals to meet standards where they may be completely foreign to them. Growth and change requires foundation and understanding and experience. Without that, such expectations can lead to disappointment and frustration. It's essential to recognize that everyone's journey is unique. Compassion and patience are key when guiding others towards becoming the best version of themselves.
Oh my God! Does that include finishing somebody's sentences?
Shut up, Omega.
You ever been with someone when you say something, they go, "Yeah," and the blah 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 blah? Like, no. Like, what are you talking about?
My favorite response when someone interrupts me is, "I'm sorry, did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours?"
Wow.
You know, most times.
I'm sorry.
Look, Tamika has heard me say this to people. I will literally say, I guess what you have to say was more important than what I have to say. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Listen. Can't stand. That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves, is being cut off in the middle of my thought process. Like,
without at least waiting for a pause, right?
and then it makes it worse, right? Because then the things that they say to cut you off, the things that they say don't have no standings, profile, nothing. Like it's nothing in what they're about to tell us, right?
You remember my word?
It's just word jargon at that point.
You remember the word puddles? You remember this? I told you guys this before.
Yes,
When people interrupt me like that, I just simply say puddles. Remember, a puddle is a body of water that always looks deep from a distance, but the closer you get, you see how shallow it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, and if you didn't grow a mustache after that one, I feel for you.
I love it. I love it here. I love it here. By the way, just want to let everybody know that I love it.
We're getting close to the wrap up, man.
Getting close to the wrap up. So I'm gonna read one more thing, and this is for the people that are bedazzled by chaos. You know, they love the dazzling of chaos.
Ooh.
You ready? Remember, the devil can be beautiful in his truest form, cloaked in his charm and allure, ready to manipulate those who are captivated by mere visuals. He works twice as hard as God to convince you that the chaos you find comfort in is healthy even when it's not. He has a way of twisting worse situations and making them appear like your best decisions, leading you down the path that strays from your true purpose. Don't let yourself be dazzled by the surface. Instead, seek to understand the depth that lies behind the beauty. True fulfillment comes from recognizing the difference between what looks good and what truly nourishes your soul. Stay vigilant, trust your instincts, prioritize substance over superficial allure. Yeah. My brain has been working lately, guys. I'm just gonna let you guys know that now.
I'm happy.
Brains has been working, but it's facts. Please, the surface may not be what you think it is. Okay, be mindful of it. It could be beautiful. It can look profound. It can look like a work of art. But the second you look at that below the surface, that kind of determines how ugly a person truly can be, or how ugly the situation really is. But with that being said, if you guys want to give y'all closings.
Guys, listen, I'm about to head out. Thank you guys so much. I'm sitting at my farmer's market right now. And remember, don't let mediocre minds criticize or appraise your greatness, because they'll never see the true value of it.
Right.
So I'll drop you down, Anthony. I got you. Yeah, homie. Give your closing, and then Elysium, the sweet seed, and Venus.
All right, I'll give my closing. We gotta keep thinking about wants and needs, right? We gotta stop putting more effort in our wants, and we have to transmute that desire into our needs, or at least combine the wants and needs. And then, last but not least, I ask you this question: is a zebra a white horse with black stripes, or a black horse with white stripes? Does that confuse you? It should, because a zebra is not a horse. A zebra is a zebra, and it's not even in the fucking horse family. Have a good day, everybody. I love you.
I just have to say, in a world full of negativity, choose love and love on purpose.
Yeah, baby.
That's my sister.
Everyone. Thank you, everyone that joined. We got up to 61.9K likes. We appreciate every single one of y'all. All of y'all that are in the Discord that keep coming back. We appreciate every single one of y'all. You guys are definitely picking up on everything that's taught through these lives every Saturday. So we can see your growth. We appreciate your growth. We cheer on your growth. So please remember that every single one of y'all, the information that you're putting into this live every single one of y'all matter. There's been some profound things that have been said today, and I hope at least a quarter of it sticks, because if a quarter of it sticks this week and a quarter of it sticks next week and a quarter after that, we're becoming the best part of that. Again, just a reminder for anybody that is part of the Discord, or if you'd like to be a part of the Discord, please let me know. I will send you the link to that at 12:30. So in a half hour from now, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you do not know how to use the Discord, you are new to the Discord or need to get more familiar with the Discord, I will be hosting a community chat in there, sharing my screen and showing you how to use each part of that Discord. So please make sure to join. It won't be long. It doesn't take long to explain it. I'll be answering any questions. If you know anybody that needs to get in there, please let us know, and we will make sure to add them, invite them, whatever the case may be. So, again, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So in about 29 minutes.
Go ahead, Venus. Go ahead. Give your profile, because I know you're about to say something profile.
It's first and foremost infinite gratitude for each of you beautiful souls, all of those who are here in the house. I would say this in closing. No one who has ever made it into the Guinness Book of World Records that climbed the top of Mount Everest ever made it to the top by just thinking about it, speaking about it. They actually took one step at a time, one climb at a time. And when they needed to take a break, they took a break. And then they proceeded to take one step at a time, moving forward until they reached the top. In your journey, I encourage you to be patient with yourself. It's okay, because there's a lot of things that we are encouraged to relearn when it comes to experiencing the life that you want to experience. It is absolutely okay. Just take one step at a time. And you've already done that. Every time you visit and frequent this live, you're taking that step. So please celebrate yourself. Celebrate the very small things, because it's going to make such a great impact. Celebrate yourself. You are not who you were yesterday, and you are even better today. Celebrate yourself. Find something that you did and celebrate it. Ashe?
Listen, we had 1,500 people in here. We had 1,500 people that came into the live. Think about that for a second. Like, let's celebrate that, right? That means there was 1,500 people.
That's 500 an hour.
Well, you know what I'm saying? That means 1,500 people came in here and gathered some form of knowledge from today's live. They didn't leave with nothing. They left with something. No matter big or small, they left with something. Celebrate your wins, like Venus said. Take a break during your process. It's okay to take a break. You don't have to try to do all of it at once. It's not a race, it's a marathon. So take your time, give yourself grace, embody the knowledge that you've learned about you and about your process, so that way you can apply it to everyday life. Yes.
May I mess with Hormiga?
Sure.
What?
May I be a bratty sister real quick? The know-it-all sister?
Yes.
It's pronounced zebra.
Check it
No,
out.
nope.
It's still not a horse.
It's not.
I don't care what you call it. All right? And if you throw a green pickle in the Red Sea, it becomes wet.
It's still a pit bull.
Listen, after the green pickle and the Red Sea thing, I never want to hear another word about my analogies on this live ever again because that was a whole mess.
Because somebody argued me down about that one day, and I said, no, it really is pronounced that way. I was just like, look at how it is in the dictionary, the way that they have it, the enunciation of it, and it is a zebra.
So would you call the zebra Deborah?
Or you call her Debra.
Would you call Debbie Zebby?
Her name is Zebby.
So it's not. So this it's pronounced zebra cake, not zebra cake.
It's a zebra cake. Yes.
That's
I'm gonna need.
I need proof.
I'm gonna need a lot of shadow work because you just caused a whole bunch of trauma. I was doing fine for 3 hours. Now all of a sudden, zebra.
I just have to message you because I know like unnecessary bullshit. Like it's just like, no, it's not a zebra. It's called a zebra.
That's what I'm saying. There's some people that they lost the argument, but they gotta stick it in you. Like they'll say something like, "Well, and I did the study, and the study says this." I'm like, hey, listen, if it's zebra, it's zebra. I can't do nothing about it.
No,
Mika, I'm gonna need you to write a book.
Like my name is Timika, but people are gonna continue to call me Tamika.
Because that's what's more common.
Not you asking Alexa for correct pronunciation.
Mika, I'm gonna need you to write a book called Deborah the Zebra.
I'm not doing that. I'm writing.
It's gonna be a children's book, and it's the correct pronunciation of the word.
Like, what's up, Big Daddy Burrito?
No, I'm still stuck on zebra cakes. I'm sorry.
Zebra cakes.
They're zebra cakes.
No, I refuse.
He said 10 toes down. I am not calling it a zebra.
In the book, it's going to be like, this book is dedicated to my brother, and I'm not saying your name on here. I'll be like, just because he had to do so much shadow work because I messed up his entire childhood by calling it.
That's one of my favorite Little Debbies.
Little Dabbies, zebra.
Someone go to the store.
Is it Debbie's? Or?
You know what? We'll go the next time we go to Market Basket. I'm gonna grab a pack of zebra.
No, sir. We are not requesting zebra cakes.
I'm gonna go to the market, right? And I'm gonna see the package of the zebra cakes, and I'm gonna be like, look, it's some zebra cakes.
For you, Mika.
Listen, let me tell you something. If I go to where I'm from and I go in the store and I say, "Can I have a zebra cake?" That might be a problem.
There is gonna be a problem. A lot of people will be like, "What would you call me?"
I feel like the zebra conversation is a whole demure conversation.
What better way to end a live with something that's game changing? You know what I'm saying? Life.
It's so funny. She just said "fuck this" and left.
You just spoiled it for all of us.
She's like, I'm not dealing with this unnecessariness. I had to do it though, because the minute you said zebra, I was like this.
Fucking zebra.
Look, check this out. I'm gonna ask a riddle that I ask once a year and nobody remembers it. All right. I do this once a year. I've done this for the last 10 years and nobody remembers it. So I've already told you that it has been said. I'm doing this on purpose to show you how your mind is already anticipating something, right? Watch this. The question is, I'm going to ask Sweet Tea first. If you know the answer, you know what? You know the answer, say it. Sweet Tea, what would you do if your toe falls off?
Put it on ice?
Okay. What would you do, Tamika?
Not Tamika. Not Tamika.
My toe falls off, I'm going to pick it up. Like,
no. Did you miss the fact that he just called you Tamika?
I'm used to it. Here's whatever it is.
Tamika's wild.
Tamika's wild.
Because I've been called Tamika before. I've been called all types of
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've been called a lot of
Hammock.
things. Yeah. So you said you would do what?
I just pick it up.
Okay. And then what would you do, Teddy?
If my toe fell, which toe you talking about?
Whatever toe you want, man. Be creative. Jesus.
Oh shit, the big toe fell off.
Oh, you have a different way of handling your toes?
I mean, I don't you
Apparently
balance,
he
don't
does.
you balance if you lose your
It's
toe?
a deciding factor whether or not he's going to be able to maintain balance with
The
or
big
without.
toe.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm like, I guess I'm gonna pick it up.
So I might be able to deal with that, but that big toe, no, we falling
Yeah,
off.
big toe fall off. That's it for me. The fuck, like
Ah.
that shit gone.
Well,
Like,
listen.
my toe.
On another note, my toes have been called chicken nuggets, but we're not gonna go. We're not gonna go there.
How many women eating your... Never mind.
Nope, leave that alone. Well, on this part of the
But
world.
here's all right now. Now, one of you asked me the same question.
What would you do if your toe fell off?
Duh, I would call a tow truck.
Shut the fuck up. Wait.
Get off my phone.
I was just gonna say I would get a tattoo of a scissor cutting off the spot where the toe is missing.
There's no way.
I'm going to get a tattoo of a toe. I'm going to get a
At
prosthesis.
that fucking point, in a world full of
Derek said
negativity,
I'm out.
I choose love on purpose. Keep life simple. Love is the glue. Respect is the flavor. You dig. Make sure y'all live within your value.
You need a fool that doesn't mind their mental.
You're not hitting a fool who doesn't mind their mental with their toe.
With their toe. They'll call a tow truck. And I'm not going to remember that shit next year when you say it either.
Right.
I'm going to be like, pick it up.
Fucking tow truck. Wait.
That's right in lines with the fucking zebra. Okay, toe and zebra.
Fucking toe and zebra.
Don't you dare throw that in there.
That's how we ended the live. Fucking tow trucks and zebras.
I'm still stuck on Tamika.
All right, Tamika in the house.
That should be a damn candy. Let's go get some Tamaikas.
That's what it sounds like. Some Tamaikas.
Some Tamaikas. It's fucking special edition of Mike and Ike's. The Tamaikas.
Look at my baby. He just falling out. You love your mommy.
You guys are awesome. Everybody here, all 44 of you guys. Hopefully, you guys come join our community and stay around. You know what I'm saying? We're going on 4 years.
Hold on. Let's tap it at 70K real quick.
Let's get to 70. Let's get an even number here. Come on.
12:30. Don't forget, guys. 12:30. 12:30. 12:30.
What's happening? Let them know at 12:30 again.
12:30. There's going to be a tutorial on how to use the Mind Your Mental Discord. If you have not joined yet, please let us know. We will invite you. You can come in. You can grab up all of the, as Riz says, namis of all of the resources that are provided in the Discord. Please join us. 70K, here we come. We're at 69.2K. Let's go, y'all.
There they go. Quick fingers, Mickey. You can't even see it. It look like a little tap dancer.
I can't even tap like that. It messes up my brain.
I can't help if I don't look at it.
So in November we'll bring up a topic. Is it arrogant for podcasters or hosts not to tap their own screen?
That's why
Listen, sir, I stay tapping in this live.
we're definitely not doing that.
We are at 70K. Thank y'all so much. Every
Yeah.
single one of y'all. We appreciate you. Again, if you have not joined the Discord, please let us know if you want to join the Discord. Send myself or Mind Your Mental a message. We can get you in there. And then we will be hosting the community chat for those of you that do not know how to use the Discord or need to get more familiar with it. Please let us know. Ty, I sent you a message. Your profile's on private, so I need you to accept my request in order for me to send you all the information.
And to make the process a lot easier,
People, so.
make the process easier for everybody, just download the app first. Have the app downloaded already. So when you guys send us a message, when we send you the link, you can just upload it and boop, it brings you in.
Yes, it is imperative that you download the app before we send you the invite. If we send you the invite, you don't have the app already, it's not going to work.
Listen, I got something I just realized. Is it me? But at the end of every live that we do, somebody comes in with a name that has food in it. So thank you, Big Daddy Burrito. for coming in and reminding me of how hungry I really am. Thank you very much.
Because I'm starving.
That's my bubby.
Well, now I'm gonna go eat some zebra cakes.
I'm
I'm gonna
starving.
go get some zebra cakes and
get
smash
some-
them on his head as he said he was gonna do. He'll send it to me in freaking Snapchat later.
Look what you did.
One thing I gotta tell
Everybody's
everybody is to
going
embrace the laughter.
Zebra cakes. Go to the.
Your goofiness, embrace your laughter.
Yes, you have to.
Right?
This
Even
is
though
how-
this
this
part
is how
will be
we
getting cut
unwind.
off the live for YouTube. I'll post it.
This is how we unwind because
I'm gonna post it on here.
before we used to get out of this live and it was so serious that I had to go to sleep sometimes.
No, fast.
But now we end it with laughter that starts the chain of,
Gotta say something.
A different flow for your
You know
toe.
what? I noticed that I do that every time when I'm on here. That I will say something,
Some slick shit.
some slick shit, just because I'm always messing with Hormiga.
That's what I feel.
It's all good. I'm here
But
for
in all
it.
fairness, everybody acquired a lot of serious information. We overloaded y'all's brains with information. So ending it with laughter lets y'all come back up for that breath to continue your day. So please make sure y'all make the most of today.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go visit my uncle. His name is Tito.
Right. Let me guess. He's vegan. Is he vegan? Gluten free.
No GMO.
No GMOs. He's gluten free. All right. That's a good uncle to have.
It comes from the Himalayas.
Welcome in.
He's a player from the Himalaya. Tito.
Alright. I love you guys. In a world full of negativity, make sure y'all choose love and love on purpose. Keep life simple. Love is a glue. Respect is the flavor. You dig. Make sure you're living in with your valued energy. And I pity the fool who doesn't mind their mental.